A new standard of family living is coming to Gippsland. Virtue Home's new display home, the Marshall 28, is open now in Traralgon. The Marshall 28 is perfect for families and couples seeking a fresh, innovative home, thoughtfully designed to evolve with you with a light and airy feel. You can rest easy knowing it's built by the award-winning team at Virtue Homes. The new Marshall 28 display home, open now on Marshalls Road in Traralgon. Visit virtuehomes.com.au for more info. CDBU 48113.
Ruck duties again. Prowse is there, taps it straight down. Rode beautifully by Van der Plein around the body on the left from a stoppage. And the Parrot supporters like it below us.
Handballs comes out there, ends up through Maslin. Able to get clearing kick out, looking for Baldy, but it was Talon Brill that's taken the intercepting mark there. Makes his way in, puts the ball on the boot, sends it forward. Goal umpire says, that is as good as you get. And there is a Zambrero goal of the day contender.
A little bit of confidence back for the rest of the afternoon.
All right, Pepper's got the only goal so far for the Lions. He's got 2, make that 3. He taps it again. No, now he can gather it. He's under pressure from Blackshaw. Gives a handball to Ganane. Ganane will kick around the body and put it through. Got him. Looking for a runner. Danaher goes around the back. Siren sounds. I told you the goal didn't help. 29 minutes it went. The final siren sees Leongatha into another Gippsland League Grand Final.
Over the head of Murray Curtis is some wonderful defensive whack. Wonthaggi win the ball and go top of the square. Numbers win out here and they get the snap around the corner for the opener. And it's Aidan Lindsay kicking the first of the day. Dan says no. Dan holds onto it. Dan knows best. Chips, marks, and finds Jordan Cunico. Goes towards the top of the square. The big boys will set themselves down here. Big Jacobs is down there.
Got it.
Big Jacobs is down there.
Big deal.
He'll just go inside right-hand goalpost and end it. He goes inside right-hand goalpost, and I reckon he's ended it, Box.
He has, mate. You can put a book in it right now. The power season's right over right now.
Every time he's looked up today, he's seen Tristan.
Siren sounds. There it is. It's all over, Scotty.
And that's a resounding win.
And welcome. Siren sounding. These two sides in this Alinta Energy Gippsland League prelim final is not too far away. And of course the Lions, there was rumours circulating around leading into this game that Coach Declan Kelty would play. We can confirm for you that he's not out there. He's not part of the side that's going to be running around this afternoon. We spoke to him in the pre-game and he's got a good plan in place. Looking forward to this one panning out for the Lions side. They've got plenty on the line. They're going to leave nothing left in the bank. And of course they take on the Maroons, who outworked and outplayed, and they outran their power opponent last week. Run and attack on a day like today with slippery conditions. Well, it might bring you undone, but they're not going to shy away from the fact that that's how they play, and that is their ace up their sleeve. This Traralgon side are full of enthusiasm, and Moe's going to take it up to him. Looking forward to a great game this afternoon. There is a grand final berth up for grabs. Who wants it? Who wants to play Leongatha in next week's grand final? Well, we'll find out very, very shortly. We've all gone for it, but don't worry about that because last week we all went for the power and Traralgon got over the top of him as well. It is a flip of a coin and it's great to have your company on Saturday afternoon. Currently, as we sit here at the Traralgon Rec Reserve, there's no rain, there's clouds rolling across, there's a little bit of blue sky, the ground, and it's days. My name's Daryl Cooling. My co-caller this afternoon is Nick Boxalacino. Boxer, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Scud team, and it's great to be here. This is the game we just didn't expect at the start of the year, with Traralgon being here right now because of the obviously the players they've lost. I know we've got a bit of a build-up happening right now, but I'm looking forward to a great game, Scud. The conditions aren't as bad as what they were about an hour ago, so the game itself should be an absolute ripper.
Special comments this afternoon, all thanks to Carpet Country, Daniel Hutchison.
Good afternoon, Daryl. Good afternoon, team and listeners. Yeah, really good. Expect an absolute cracker here today. It's going to be nothing short of a cracking game in a prelim final. Expect
afternoon, Daryl and listeners. And a correction from what I said earlier, the 1971 prelim final was followed by the 2005 prelim final. So it's their second prelim final since the early 70s.
All right, into the middle of the ground to start with will be Jacobson up against Prowse. And Ambler's in there with Wood. D'Angelo on board is an interesting one. That is Trent. And Riley is there with Willerton. The umpire will get us underway of this prelim final here at the Terry Hunter Oval, and no ruckman could get a tap on it. Trent Baldy grabbed it first. Baldy runs onto it. Tried to get a handball, but it was smothered. Jackson McMahon gave it to Hurrigan. He'll kick around the body. And the spoil comes from Halliburton. We'll find the boundary on the outer side, and we'll have a boundary throw-in. Matchups, Beast.
Yeah, as expected, Ty Hurrigan goes straight down to the back line to be the general down there for the Maroons. Nothing out of the ordinary. The midfield lined up as expected, so it's going to be a cracking head-to-head battle.
So boundary throw-in. Prowse and Jacobson will do battle. Front spot down. Overrunning. Fight hard again at ground level with Trent Baldy. And the umpire will have a ball side.
It's one of those afternoons we're going to have a fair few. Jacobson gets a big tap down forward. Wood didn't find his mark there as well, but Balfour dropped the mark. Was good enough to follow up. Handball there to Danaher. His kick was his handball was intercepted. The umpire's found a free kick. It's going to go back to Danaher. No, but it's going to go to Balfour. Head over the ball. Wins the free kick. Centre wing here. Terry Hunter Oval. Prelim final. Left foot, kick out, looking for a one-on-one there with Prowse. Good mark there too. He's actually out-muscled. The umpire's found a free kick.
Out of bounds, I think.
Could be out of bounds on the ball or has been touched over the line. It might have been a double hit over the line here. We've got a throw in. Far wing. The wind seems to be blowing a little bit across the ground too there, B. So we'll just see if there's any advantage as we throw in. So the throw in comes in. The umpire's found another free kick. It's going to go to Moe.
Already the play's been on the far side of the ground box, so I reckon we might have a day of over there today.
So Prowse drives it into centre half forward. Mr. Ham class gathers it, gets it towards Neocleus. He left it behind. Shields goes through the other direction along with Tripodi. There's lots of numbers around it. They fight at ground level both sides. And again, we'll have a stoppage. No score, 2 minutes in.
Interesting early. It looks like Tyler Pratt for Moe. He's looking to get spare off these stoppages across the half-forward line, so we'll keep an eye on that.
Prowse, Jacobson tapped it down. Danaher with a quick kick. Didn't go a great distance. Top of the 50. Shields with a handball back to Baldy. Kicks around the body under pressure. Wack's got the sit on this one, and he's missed the spoil. In the end, he might have got a fingertip on it, and it went over about 30 metres around from Moe's goal with a boundary throw-in to come.
Throwing in front of the deck here at Terry Hunter Oval. The ruckman are at it. It's going to be Wack. It's not going to now. It's going to be Prowse and Jacobson. We'll give that one to Prowse. Comes down to Wood. He follows up his first contested possession. Picked up there off there by Danaher. Goes onto the left foot. Has a quick snap. Not a great kick in the end. Finds his opponent, his teammate there in Tim Gold. And we're going to have another stoppage as well. 15 metres out. Moe goals.
Tim Golds looks to be playing a bit of a forward role, so that's an interesting one. Tap back from Prowse towards the boundary. Ambler got shoved when he was over. Matthews won't take a backward step. He might be small in stature, but he does everything right as a teammate. Matthews. We've got a boundary throw in. Fast tap down. Danaher was there. Quickly wrapped up by Wack. Got it to Jacobson. Tripodi. Here's that forward handball the Maroons like to do. Daltrey just had a half step. Left it behind. Willerton. Handballs to D'Angelo. Crunch was D'Angelo. Gets to the wing. McKenna's there. Got around Mulqueen. Gives it to Daltrey. Left foot kick is going to find Reuters. Yes, it does on the chest. Open forward line for the Maroons. Quick. He does. Goes in. Lopez the target. In the front spot. Hamilton couldn't complete it. Daltrey at ground level. Shields will close. Daltrey handles over the shoulder. Reuters with a clean pick up off his toes. And a strong tackle by Van Dyke.
And they've done well, Traralgon, to manage to outnumber there because they were outnumbered in the air.
So Prowse and Lopez. Ball comes to ground. Ambler's there. The ball goes over the boundary line. It was Trent there, Riley. I shouldn't have said somebody else, but Trent Riley. He's already covered in mud, so we know he's already in and under. So we've got to throw in right in front of the Cambo, where the crowd's actually starting to build now too as well. So it's Lopez and Prowse. We'll give that one to Lopez. Down to Bordy. That was Trent. Riley Bordy with a quick kick around the corner. Goes to a one-on-one. Mate Jacobson, he's had a great final series as well. Takes a great contested mark right in front of Prowse. True centre wing here at the Terry Hunter Oval. His kick wasn't great. Daltrey's there. He's been in everything at the moment. Well, the ball goes out of bounds with another throw in.
Yeah, I was just saying before, Box there, they were outnumbered in the air, Traralgon, so they took two guys up forward that just both went up for the footy. They were actually quite lucky that Daltrey managed to work hard and get to the front of that footy because they were outnumbered.
Daniel Hutchison here for Carpet Country, helping dreams become a reality since 1981. Ball at ground level, Smith works hard. Daltrey's been busy early, so is Shields. Little kick off the shin, goes only a couple of metres, socket off the ground there by Dunbar. And then he gathers it, tries to keep it in the field of play, couldn't do so. And the boundary umpire will throw it back in for us. 5.5 minutes first quarter for Virtue Homes. The new Kingston is now available. So it's the new Marshall that's now available. It's Marshall 28, and it's on Marshall's Road right here in Traralgon. Ruckman, Jacobson and Prowse just finding each other out at the moment. Prowse with the tap down. He was in the back spot. Daltrey's been busy, and he grabbed it, and Danaher wraps him up early. Another stoppage, half forward flank now for the Maroons.
So stoppage, Jacobson and Prowse. Prowse gets the ball down. Woods there again for Moe. Tries to fight the ball out there with Ambler. They both bring the ball into ground again, and we're going to have another throw up. Again, we haven't got a lot of yardies there as well. Ball quickly thrown up. Prowse gets the ball down. Ball hasn't really been won by anybody as well. Jacobson gets a handball out. Wood, quick kick out. It's like a half torpedo out. Prowse is in front, couldn't mark. Hourigan's there. So Shields for Murray, or it's Balfour. And Balfour was wrapped up there too again. We've got another stoppage. True centre wing.
I'm just watching Tim Golds. He's usually a defender, guys.
Yep. Is he forward?
He has gone forward. So
interesting.
It is an interesting move, given that Kelty is out. So
they also seem to be both sides playing really high. Like they're inside the arcs. There's lots of numbers around this footy. So open forward lines for both sides. Jacobson kick goes to centre half forward. Great rove. Connor Ambler. Slick handball to Wellerton. What a start for the Maroons. Connor Ambler. That is front and square personified.
Typical Traralgon style of play. Get the ball forward, hit the pack hard, and then their runners just come swooping through. Connor Ambler, absolutely superb roving, and then the beautiful finish there by Willerton runs straight into an open goal.
First score of the match on the Virtue Home scoreboard has come at the 7-minute mark of this first quarter, and it's 1 goal to Traralgon. They lead by those 6 points.
The beauty about that was two pieces. They met it at pace too, so they read it well, but it was the pace from Willington and Ambler as well. They just ran on top of the ground and they just left them flat-footed, didn't they?
Yeah, absolutely. It was clinical work, that's for sure.
So Jacobson, Prowse, back to the middle we go again. Prowse got up early and tapped it down. Baldy fights for it. At ground level, little quick kick, doesn't go too far. It got smothered. Head over it this time now. Maslin comes the other way. They got it inside forward 50. Prowse wants to tap it out to the runner. Balfour couldn't get boot to ball. Handball from Golds over the shoulder was good to Balfour. Has he got some space? Prowse gets low. Gives it to Matthews. Under pressure. Good tackle, Willerton. He's one of the best tacklers in the comp, and the advantage will be paid. Maroons are away. Angelo. That's D'Angelo. Got it to Hamilton. He turns and goes, open forward line, goes towards the Oakleus. It's the younger one this time. Marlin takes the mark in the pocket.
He's definitely got the skill set, the ability to go back, compose himself, and slot this goal. Marlin, he's a very skillful little player. I'm putting my money on him to go back and slot this one.
I'll tell you what, Marlin, the Oakleus, Tom Matthews, exactly the same height. And they are exciting. I might just about blow the roof off this commentary box sometime this afternoon. As Marlon Neokley, a slide angle, comes in, got underneath this one, won't make the distance. They get a big shove in the back. Does it get to the goal line? Brock Smith said, I'll tap it. And nearly running onto that one was Harvey Neocleus, but it's a minor score on the Virtue Home scoreboard.
Traralgon 1-1-7 at the almost 9-minute mark of the first quarter.
So Scott Van Dyke just runs a few bit of yardage and gets the kick out. And he finds Maslin. Maslin's kick, looking for Trent Baldy. He couldn't well there as well. It was a great spoiler. Both players hit the fence really hard as well.
Into the gutter.
Back in the day, you would have ended up on the velodrome.
On the velodrome, run over by a bike, but not today. It was a great little contest there as well. Throw in, Both ruckmen been at it already. So far, we've been playing 8 minutes in this first quarter. The ball was really not won by anybody else as well. Picked off there by Baldy. He's been in everything so far. Balfour has as well for Bowie. Handball out. Comes through from Maslin, or Ferrado. And his kick's been picked off there by Wack. Wack sends the ball straight away inside, and he finds Tate Marsh on their skids again, the Traralgon side. His kick wasn't great, but beautifully picked up there too by young Neocalis. That was Marlin again. Kick out there by Mitch Memory. Again, Traralgon starting moving the ball well, but it's been intercepted there by Brock Smith for Moe.
Margin 7 points in favour of the Maroons. They've only managed 1 goal, 1. Moe are yet to score. Baldy goes short. And not the required distance. Umpire said, ooh, or did he say play? He's now called a dump tackle. So the free kick to Danaher. He's on the half-back flank. Now gets called to play on. Didn't really move. He squares it up to Van Dyke. They got the switch on. First one's Mulqueen. Maslin will be the second one. And then further out wide is Blackshaw. They go to Maslin first. Does he get it to... Not Blackshaw. He decided, look, Hayward was the option. Goes back inboard, turn the footy over.
Poor kick.
And now D'Angelo has it. Thumps it back in. It's a wobbly. That's a poor entry as well. And Mulqueen takes the mark for the Lions. Goes up the middle of the ground. That's a better kick. Can find Danaher. Gives it off now to Ferrado. He's got no one forward. Doesn't know which way to go. He waits for a runner. Van Dyke was that runner. Handball over the top. Kicks towards Pepper. One hand up. Couldn't complete it. Out the back is Hourigan. Gives it to Membry. And Membry gives a slick handball out to Marsh. Marsh is
Press, centre wing for Reuters. He marks on his chest. Great little kick. It's a little handball out quickly to McMahon. His quick handball out to Tripodi on his wheels. He's going to have a go. No, he's going to put it to the top of the square to a one-on-one. Not marked there at all. It could have been a free kick then too. It was Hamilton.
And both sides, I feel like they're both adjusted to the conditions. However, their stay is very similar. They're both trying to slingshot straight off half-back. They're both prepared to take the corridor and go by foot and try to be dangerous. But you can already see the intent from Traralgon in their work rate.
Throw in, Prowse gets a big tap forward. I don't know, they're looking for a free kick here, Traralgon, for deliberate. I'm not sure where they're going to go with that one. The umpire says none of that. And we'll have another throw in. Just around in forward pocket here in the Traralgon forward 50. We've been playing 11 minutes, nearly 12. 7-point lead to the Maroons. Ball comes back in, Prowse gets a tap down forward. One there by Willerton, he overruns it. Wood's there for Moe. Ball comes to ground. It's going to be skidding around a fair bit there in the forward pocket. Tackle was laid. No free kick paid to Willerton. Ball goes out of bounds and we've got another stoppage.
As you'd expect, the smalls that have come into this game, your Neocliuses and Willerton down forward, they're putting heat on that footy around when it's that today.
7-point margin. Virtue home scoreboard this afternoon of the first. Shoved the ruckman out of the way. Neoclis kicks around the body, gets to the top of the square. Done by Mulqueen coming out, and the defender read that one better off the boot. He takes the intercept mark. Now he squares it out wide to Maslin, who's spread well early out of defence. So he's presented and given an option so far today. He looks up. They want to come into the middle. Nothing there. He's just going to have to kick it down the line. Baldy presents to him. It lands at his toes. Can't keep it in. And right in front of the Traralgon coaching box, we've got a boundary throw in.
He did look though, didn't he? He did look to go inboard, but look, it wasn't on for Maslin. Lucky because he probably learned from his last kick he tried to go inboard.
Best on ground this afternoon, all thanks to Gippsland Ozuzu. Big tap down by Prowse, gains 15 metres, and we'll have another boundary throw in.
I just feel the transition though from Traralgon's a lot better than the Moe side because they attack the corridors so hard, but they've got fleet that can run as well, so the run and carry's been great from the Maroons.
Good boundary throw in by the youngster. Got it to ground level where Wood works hard. Tapped it out to Trent Baldy. He gets shoved in the back, in the side it was from Tripodi.
Don't worry about it, Mr. and Mrs. Baldy.
Nice little...
He'll get it washed.
Shoved back into the mud by Louis D'Angelo too. Just letting him know.
Just slid a good 15 metres, and the coaching staff and the trainers down there for Traralgon are covered in mud now, courtesy of Trent Baldy. As Prowse again taps it down, he's getting... He overran it. Jacobson, little soccer off the ground. Fighting hard is Wood. Shuffle it out the back, but Tripodi's in a good spot. Gathers it, kicks it straight up and down. Ferrado can mark on his chest. And a good contested mark by Lucas. He's been a good inclusion late in the season for this Lions side. Just their centre-half forward area is a bit of an issue at the moment. Goes to Hayward. Had to come laterally, though. They didn't gain any meterage forward. And this is the problem. To kick down the line, this is where they break down. It's probably because So good. Jacobson now rolls back. Can't complete it. Mark Hourigan was there. Again, they try and release to the Maroons. Couldn't get a clean touch on it.
Got Prowse and Golds, but Traralgon have also got Whack and the big ruckman Jacobson just dropping back in the hole.
So the big tap out there by Van Dyke has picked it off there from Jacobson. He's kick inside 50. Oh. Clears the area and says, get this out of here. He read bar here out. Still a 7-point game. Ball's punched back in there by D'Angelo. He's run it back again. Wrapped up there by Wood. The umpire has nothing of that. And we're going to have another throw up just outside the 50 for the Maui Lions, who are yet to score so far in this first quarter of the preliminary final.
Prowse taps it down. Well roved there. Out of the stoppage was McMahon. And then he kicked it towards Van Dyke. He quickly got wrapped up, slung around in the tackle. There was no prior. Halliburton had him.
Umpires are from where today, guys? I can't quite see.
Just trying to work out that as well, Beast. I don't know. I don't think they're Central Latrobe Valley umpires. Of course, we in the Gippsland League, for those
Australia.
tuning in.
Well, I hope so.
We have some South Gippsland umpires. We've got the Salen District umpires we use and the Warrigalin District as well. So I'll get that answer for you in a moment, Beast. The tap goes out wide where Tripodi's there. Woodall will close, gives a handball to Ambler, got it back to D'Angelo, and now they work it back again. Nicely done, picked up well by Tripodi. The kick was equally smothered off the brown boot by Jacob Wood, and that's the desperation that we've come to notice in the final series, on guts and determination.
He'll be thriving in these sort of conditions, Jacob Wood, today.
Absolutely.
He'll just be throwing his body around without a care in the world.
He really analysed his game last week as well, and he really has done that. His tackle again was great. The umpires rewarded that tackle as well. So Frank Wood has been in everything so far this first quarter. He's going to drive the ball inside 50. The kick's good, but not good enough. Oh. Nearly intercepted though. Picked off there by Young. Oh yeah, that was Young. Tom Matthews again. So Young Matthews was dangerous. We've got the first behind of the game for the Lions as well. Ball quickly come out to as well for the Maroons.
I can tell you, Beast, for you, and it was from the great Peter Carey. He told us East Gippsland umpires today. So great to have them involved in the prelim final as Jordan Shields for the Lions takes the mark at half back. He's side trailed at the moment by 6 points. The kick, though, turned over. Ambler will take the mark on the wing area.
One
of the best football marks I've seen is Peter Carey.
Ambler just rolls around to the right. The kick goes back to half forward. Whack was down in the target, couldn't complete the mark. Kick comes in from Dunbar. A deep forward entry. Over the back is Lopez. Tried to slap it forward, got it off the pinky, and it went out of bounds for a boundary throw in.
They just look more dangerous inside 50, don't they, Traralgon, at the moment?
Well, they're deeper entries, aren't they?
They are deep.
And deeper. They look like they've got a little bit more space too. It looked very congested. Every time Moe go inside 50, it looks very congested. So they need to work on that.
Can they work something from the stoppage? Prowse taps it down, but it went straight to a teammate there in Pratt. He had a fresh airy. Neocleus Harvey works hard, lost the foot. He got it back, then lost it again. Puts on a strong tackle on Baldy.
It does make you wonder, is that sort of a game plan they might be going with, Moe, to maybe crowd that forward line and make a dogfight out of it?
Potentially.
Maybe. Baldy, that was Trent. His kick was smothered.
Oh, Wood.
Frank Wood again kicks the ball off the ground. It might be out of bounds on the full. It hasn't. The Ambler, his effort was huge, but not rewarded because it was out of bounds on the full. The kick comes in board. The free kick's found of Scott Van Dyke.
Ooh,
he was taken high as well. McKenna.
He's down too.
And McMahon are both going at it as well. There was a little bit of remonstration too.
So there should be.
Van Dyke is still down at the moment. Umpire hasn't really found anything at the moment, but Wood has taken the free kick. His kick's not great.
Oh, dear.
Baldy has fallen over in front of goal. Willington was there to actually pick up the crumbs. It was a great pick up there by Tyler Pratt. His handball was intercepted as well. The ball's going to and fro here. It's going to be very dangerous for Moe. They're giving away a free kick. They've given away a free kick, Moe.
Van Dyke.
Hang on.
Van Dyke.
It looked like Van Dyke, didn't it?
Van Dyke's just getting to his feet now, guys, and he's heavily limping on the left leg, the knee or ankle area. Meanwhile, the ball gets transferred to the Lions towards the coaching staff and the grandstand side here at Terry Hunter Oval. We've got a boundary throw in. Van Dyke is just walking his way with the trainer.
Looks like he's pointing to his knee.
Yeah.
The trainer's hit his knee, so he's hobbling a little bit. I'll keep an eye on that.
He's a running, attacking defender that Van Dijk is, and very important to this slingshot attack that the Lions like. He's going to come straight off. We've travelled 19.5 minutes in the first quarter for Virtue Homes, and the kick there from Prowse, come off the instep, turned it over quickly, Willett into Ambler. Ambler's little barrel didn't go too far. Working hard was Daltrey. Roving it now is big Max Jacobson. Halliburton comes in, top of the 50. Shields has to put his body on the line and does well. Slick handball out there was from Blackshaw. Kick around the body from Smith towards Mulqueen. He's got one over the top. This might work for the Lions. Belfer has it. He's got Baldy on the half-forward line. He decides to kick to the big ruckman in Prowse. He's got to get low. It's the forward Prowse. Kicks around the body. Running onto Trent. Inside, forward 50, shot on goal. Pepper's got the set and the mark. It's a Metricon magic moment for the Lions. Good transition. Peppers with a shot directly in front from the goal square.
Well, they've done well to get out of that and take that mark in the goal square as Pepper, because the delivery inside 50 to a 6'6", 7" guy was at his feet towards the boundary line. So to be able to come back from that as Pepper just lines up,
and puts it through, Beast.
Yep.
It's the goal the Lions needed after having a little bit of a run on.
Bit of a scrap. Looks like Moe's just going to try and scrap this one out today in these conditions. But, yeah, as I was mentioning, really good finish there by Moe. He got it to the top of the square, gave it to the advantage of Pepper. The ball inside 50 was a little ugly, but Pepper goes back and does what he does and finishes off nicely.
And the scores are level on the Virtue Homes scoreboard at the 21-minute mark of the first quarter. Both teams sitting on 1-1-7.
So Pepper likes to get on his one-on-one too, because he's got the strength as well.
Yep.
He found 3 of his goals last week. He was caught behind, but his strength was good enough to win the ball as well.
Yep, plenty of strength, Box.
That's the one, Jacobson and Prowse. Jacobson gets the ball down, but one by his opponent. His quick kick out of the centre. Not really found anyone. Balfour, who's been in everything so far this first quarter. Ball comes to ground. It's just going to be tapped forward. Baldy's there as well with Willerton. And we're going to have another throw in too against Scud.
It's a great battle at the moment, isn't it? Conditions obviously a little bit slippery, but no rain currently at the moment. It's a really good arm wrestle.
Conditions are pretty good. Actually, it's really changed a lot since we've arrived on the ground.
Let's hope the rain doesn't hang around. Ball comes to ground. Maslin overruns it. Trent Baldy with a quick kick. Goes towards Danaher, top of the 50. Does he get around Whack? Not quite. The handball squirted out towards D'Angelo of the Maroons. Ambler's there. Cool. Under pressure. And he can find by foot Chance Daltrey. He's got Willerton over the top. Goes there now. Looks down the line. McMahon presents. Baldy marked. The man on the mark was Baldy, and he did well. Willerton's going to go inboard, and beautiful kick to Ambler. He's got runners everywhere. McMahon's one of those. Drives it in. Open forward line. It's the small of Marlon Neocleus in the front. Blackshaw had enough of that. Box wasn't sure he had enough.
Yeah, I didn't think he did, Scud, and just the double bites, and it just didn't seem he had control of it as well.
Blackshaw out to Smith, and Smith has got Mulqueen further afield.
Is it not three
Mulqueen's marking
grabs of
his
the
chest.
footy?
I thought it would have been as well too. So Mulqueen looks for the short kick. They've found it. Pushes it out wide to Collins. Collins kick inside 2 again. Finds Balfour. He's had a fair bit of it this afternoon already. He's going to look and try and go on his left foot again too. But Traralgon have been good enough just to hold this up a fair bit as well. His kick goes into a one-on-one to Prowse. He couldn't mark. Ball comes to ground. Prowse was good enough to get the tap. Danaher was there for Moe. Tries to win the ball. D'Angelo's been held by the leg and now been pushed to the ground. Danaher's actually given a fair bit of lip as well. Didn't like the effort there from D'Angelo, but his kick was good enough to find Whack. Far wing here, Terry Hunter Oval. Prelim final, 23 minutes been played. Scores are even. Couldn't get any better than this. So Whack's kick was smothered. Mulqueen gets the handball. Off there to Balfour. His handball out wide to Ferrado. He was wrapped up, and we're going to have another stoppage. Far wing. What a quarter we've already had, Beast.
Yeah, I'm just going back to the ground conditions I mentioned earlier. It seems to be that 15 metres in from the boundary line that seems to be the only issue on the ground. Apart from the centre, every time someone slides from about there, they hit the boundary fence.
And you can see by the flags on the far side of the ground, very strong and gusty towards the city end of the ground, which is the way Traralgon's kicking. But you come to the grandstand side, and the flags on the near side aren't even moving at all. Yeah. So a lot of protection from this grandstand, which we must say will be knocked down during the off-season. So this will be the last time we're calling for this vantage spot here at Terry Hunter Oval. Great to see some new facilities on the way here at Traralgon. A free kick from that stoppage is going to go Ambler's way.
That streamline might be making a bit of an issue here at Traralgon.
Well, Ambler's kick, nice one to Jacobson. He's got another one inboard if he wants to. Decides to reload. He wants to run and draw the handball. Bit of up in the air handball towards Willerton. Got it back to Cooper Brown. He can square it out wide to go inside 50. He went inside 50. He missed Hamilton. Shields under pressure from Halliburton. Hamilton does well. Over the shoulder handball. Gave it to D'Angelo. Misses. It's a minor score on the Virtue home scoreboard.
1-2-8 Traralgon. We've played almost 25 minutes in this first quarter. The Virtue home scoreboard, they're leading by 1.
Van Dyke just coming back after getting that knee checked out. Box.
A fair bit of arm wrestling here through the midfield as well too. So Hourigan gets a left punch down, follows up, couldn't mark there too as well. Little kick there to Baldy. Great pick up there with a pick up there by Prowse. Off to Trent Baldy. Little banana kick out wide, but Tripodi's there. He couldn't mark. Actually, it wasn't Tripodi. It was young Will Brent. He's been there, and it's picked up there by Ambler. He's kick inside.
Metres and knew as soon as it left the boot, he had his hands in the air. So he knew that's a confidence builder for Dan McKenna. Really impressive to see.
And Traralgon grab a very handy 7-point lead at the 28-minute mark of the first quarter. Virtue home scoreboard has the Maroons at 2-2-14, leading Moe 1-1-7.
So there's a fair bit happening down at the media down on the Moe box there at the moment too, Beast. So there's a fair bit happening down there with Scott Van Dyke with his injury, and now we've got the media down there as well. So Jacobson and
not us, by the way.
No, it's not us. It's somebody else. Let's. We should actually clarify that too.
No, you're doing a bit of a series on themselves. That's what it is.
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah. So it's a free kick in the middle of the ground. Louis D'Angelo going to try and drive the ball forward again here for the Maroons. Drives the ball inside 50. Great kick. Marsh drop should have taken. Picked off there by Wack. Wack's left foot kick goes into a one-on-one with McKenna. He could try to mark, and he couldn't mark. His left hand found the ball go over the line, and we've got another behind.
2-3-15, Traralgon, 8 points ahead of Moe, 117. Virtue Homes scoreboard, 29 minutes played first quarter.
Visit the new Marshall 28. It's now open on Marshall's Road in Traralgon. That is virtuehomes.com.au. And Brock Smith brings it into the near side, looking for a little bit of protection from the wind. The target will be the ruckman, but it's going to drop short. And taking that is Ferrado.
Geez, that wind held it up really, really hard, didn't it, as well? So you can see that wind is really pushing across the ground at the moment.
Siren sounds. The Maroons have started well. Van Dyke is obviously being consoled by his partner and friends down there. He's in all sorts of tears, and this is just horrible news for Scotty Van Dyke. It could be the worst. It's a big developing story for the Moe Lions. They trail at quarter time. It's Traralgon 2-3-15 and the Lions are 1-1-7. You're listening to Gippsland Live on TRFM. It's all thanks to Harvey Norman, Electrical Gippsland.
A new standard of family living is coming to Gippsland. Virtue Homes' new display home, the Marshall 28, is open now in Traralgon. The Marshall 28 is perfect for families and couples seeking a fresh, innovative home. Thoughtfully designed to evolve with you with a light and airy feel. You can rest easy knowing it's built by the award-winning team at Virtue Homes. The new Marshall 28 display home, open now on Marshall's Road in Traralgon. Visit virtuehomes.com.au for more info. CDBU 48113.
Ruck duties again. Prowse is there, taps it straight down. Rode beautifully by Van der Plein around the body on the left from a stoppage. And the parent supporters like it below us.
Handballs comes out there, end up through Maslin. Able to get clearing kick out, looking for Baldy, but it was Talon Brill that's taken the intercepting mark there. Makes his way in, puts the ball on the boot, sends it forward. Goal umpire says, that is as good as you get. And there is a Zambrero goal of the day contender.
A little bit of confidence back for the rest of the afternoon.
All right, Pepper's got the only goal so far for the Lions. He's got 2, make that 3. He taps it again. No, now he can gather it. He's under pressure from Blackshaw. Gives a handball to Ganane. Ganane will kick around the body and put it through. Got him. Looking for a runner. Danaher goes around the back. Siren sounds. I told you the goal didn't help. 29 minutes it went. The final siren sees Leongatha into another Gippsland League Grand Final.
Over the head of Murray Curtis is some wonderful defensive whack. Wonthaggi win the ball and go top of the square. Numbers win out here and they get the snap around the corner for the opener. And it's Aiden Lindsay kicking the first of the day. Dan says no. Dan holds on to it. Dan knows best. Chips, marks, and finds Jordan Cunico. Goes towards the top of the square. The big boys will set themselves down here. Big Jacobs is down there.
Got it.
Big Jacobs is down there.
Big deal.
He'll just go inside right-hand goalpost and end it. He goes inside right-hand goalpost, and I reckon he's ended it, Box.
He has, mate. You can put a fork in it right now. The power season's right over right now.
Every time he's looked up today, he's seen Tristan.
Siren sounds. There it is. It's all over, Scotty.
And that's a resounding win.
in the first quarter, including 3 of those clearances. Both Baldy brothers on 8 disposals apiece. Trent Baldy 4 clearances, Riley 2, Brock Smith 4 disposals, Scott Van Dyke 5. For Traralgon, Connor Ambler 7 disposals, Louis D'Angelo 8, 4 apiece to Jackson McMahon, Tristan Wack and Ty Horrigan.
Thanks very much, Paul Carter. Obviously developing news there at quarter time, Beast, with the Lions starter, Lions defender in Scott Van Dyke. Looks to have done a knee, and that will be devastating for the Lions.
Yeah, the bench didn't look overly happy when he did return out of the rooms, and as we've seen when the side was being consoled by a few friends and stuff there, so it looks like, potentially a knee there for Scotty Van Dyke, which is really unfortunate because he's having an absolute cracking year, and he's a major.
It's not one of the ACLs, because that means 12 months, not just today and not just the grand final next week if they happen to progress, but it means 12 months of next year's footy as well. So fingers crossed it's not that, Boxer.
No, not at all, Scott. And like we said, we wish him all the best. And he didn't look too well there at quarter time as well. So, one of those things that they've just got to work through now, the Miami Lions.
Well, second quarter, the Lions trail by 8, and the umpire gets us back underway. Prowse got it out the back. Ambler with a little shin off the ground. Gained a little bit of meterage, but Hayward comes the other direction. He left it behind. D'Angelo with a forward handball to Tripodi. Right foot, high kick. Top of the square it goes. Who's going to mark? No one. Not Rove there by Reuters. He had a little bit of a chance too. Mulqueen was there to pick it up. His kick was smothered by Halliburton. It ricochets back towards the middle. Trent Baldy said, I don't want anything to do with this, and I'm going to dump it out to the wing and leave it for Golds' problem. He couldn't complete the mark. Shields works hard. Traralgon's got some numbers. No, we will want the stoppage, and they did well there.
Will we see Tim Golds move further up the ground now in replace of Scotty Van Dyke? We'll wait and see.
So tap over the back from Prowse. A good tap down. Not going in there where Trent Baldy was wrapped up by Ambler.
It's the battle of the midfield here at the moment, and the ball comes down. No one's run it out again. Jacobson wraps up Wood, and we've got another throw up again. Same spot, haven't moved too well again. Jacobson gets the ball down. Picked off there by Willerton. Ball pushes out wide. Quick hit there from Danaher. Marked there by McMahon. Playing in front of there of Belfer. It's a great mark there. Far wing. Looking to bring it in board. Kicks it down the line. Kicks it to the pack. Pack forms. There's no pack at all. Where Jacobson just marked with the front. Umpire's found a free kick.
Yeah, a bit of shepherding off that as Prowse tried to get to Jacobson. That's why he was uncontested.
It must be pretty cold out there. The umpire's wearing 2 gloves as well, so he's doing it pretty tough at the minute. So the ball's out wide. Plays on. And that was Baldy. That was Trent. Kicks the ball inside 50. Punched away there by Horrigan. And we've got another stoppage. Out of bounds. Just outside the Moe forward 50. So, very interesting start here to the second quarter. Only been playing a couple of minutes, Scud.
All thanks to the Moe Racing Club. Ball back into the field of play. Prowse with a nice tap down. Baldy couldn't get it. Well done by Willerton just to get a hand in, and his second effort was good. Eden fights hard at ground level. Umpire lets this one go for a moment and then realises there's too many numbers around it. And if you look up at the forward area for the Traralgon side, they've got 2 forward to centre. That ball gets out the back. Pratt left it behind. Hamilton tried to win it. Hayward did well for the Lions. Kicks it back. Top of the 50 it goes. McMahon and Belfer. McMahon slaps it in, but it was out of the field of play. We've got a boundary throw in right on the point of the 50 on the far side of the ground at Terry Hunter Oval.
Well, just a quick around the grounds for Harvey Norman. Darryl, over at the North Gippsland Grand Final, it's ties 3-3-21, a leading Woodside 1 straight 6.
Grand finals happening right across Gippsland. We'll get you up to date with them as they happen. Jacobson took it out of the ruck, gives it to Daltrey, comes back onto the right foot and then kicks high to the wing. Hamilton's going to fly, got in the front spot, got ripped down. The umpire said play on, goes forward there. Baldy gave it to Riley. And then the handball just missed Prowse. The big ruckman nicely tapped. No, left it behind there, did Maslin. And the Maroons have got numbers. Willerton couldn't keep it in the field of play. And 3.5 minutes in. No score just yet. Still an 8-point margin to Traralgon. Further scores, Beast?
Yeah, 2-2-14. Fish Creek yet to score. Up at Allen Bank, Bullen 1-2-8 to Allen Bank, 2 points. Coralline 1 straight 6 to Narnagoon 5 straight 30.
Still trying to get out of this area. Baldy, that was Trent, gets the ball inside 50 with a quick kick. Hurricanes there for the Maroons. They've wrapped up Tim Gold. And we're going to have another ball up. 30 out from the Moe goals. It was Prowse. Gets the ball down. Great tap there too. But it was Ambler who picked it off. Kicks it short inside. A dangerous little kick inside to McMahon. He was good enough to get the handball out to Hourigan. Hourigan's little chip kick out looking for Hamilton, who was punched away there too. But quickly macked up there by McMahon. Then Ambler comes through with a quick handball forward to Tripodi's. Tripodi's kick not really finding an opponent. Brock Smith was there for Moe with Reuters. Reuters' body work was great. Ball fine inside there for Haywood. Finds it out the back there to Blackshaw. Blackshaw's kick inside of Baldy. Handball inside to Haywood. Quick kick out. The skills aren't fantastic, but the ball's inside. It finds itself inside 50 for Moe. Picked up there by Danaher. Gets onto the left foot. We might have our first goal of the second quarter. And the kick wasn't great. Pepper wasn't happy with the kick inside there by Danaher. We wanted it in the pocket. But we've got it behind here for the Lions.
First score of the second quarter has come at the 4.5 minute mark, and on the Moe Racing Club scored Moe 1-2-8, Traralgon 2-3-15.
Much more composed with the build-up going inside of 50 was Moe. His box just gets his breath back. It looks like one of them teapot things with steam coming out of it.
Ball's on the outer side. The handball there, Eden trying to pick it off, does so to Prowse. He got it across now to Danaher, and now Matthews with a chiselling kick to Pepper. First grab was a fumble. Squeaks out. Danaher gives it to Ferrado. To Riley Baldy. All by hands. Back to Trent. They're under pressure. Holding the footy. Maroon's defence standing strong. And those small forwards, Neocleus says it's my free kick, but I'm just going to help up Trent Baldy off the deck first before I kick it.
Much nicer than me.
Yeah, gives it to McMahon under pressure now. Baldy's going to go back and said, I don't care if you picked it up. I'm going to dump you in a tackle. It goes to Eden. Out the back to Golds. Kick around the body. Belfer's there. Marks top of the square. Courage personified by the youngster going back in front of Hourigan and Prowse. And for the lightweight that Belfer is, it was very well done in the end.
Yeah, very courageous. He just snuck to the back of that contest. It just had enough legs on it, that footy, to sneak out the back of the two big boys up in the air, and Belfer takes a nice, pretty much uncontested chest mark.
Directly in front, 25. There's a whistle.
Hang on.
There is a whistle from the boundary.
Two runners. Oh, we got two runners on the ground.
Now, what happens here? So Belfer kicks the goal. This will be interesting. Emergency umpire running out. Moe's had two runners out on the ground.
I think
So
that's what he
no
heard.
goal.
Now, will this be a free kick the other way? This goal will be cancelled, I think you find. Belfer's kicked the goal.
Interesting, because they must have crossed over.
So no score, Beast.
Yeah, they must have crossed over on the other side of the interchange, because one runner was at the bench, the other one was out halfway out in the ground.
So there it is. No score after Belfer kicks a goal. There is a big moment thanks to Metricon this afternoon. So that goal was nullified, and Hourigan took the free kick and got it to Jacobson. His kick down the line to D'Angelo. Plenty going on, and D'Angelo caught one around the eye too by Wood, and still took the mark, chips it over the top. They just hold on to the footy now, and Declan Kelty's not happy at the moment. As Halliburton drives it towards half forward. There's arguments left, right and centre everywhere at the boundary. As you'd expect, the Lions have had a goal taken away from them.
Yeah, I'm really confused now, Darryl, because I'm certain that the Moe's second runner wasn't on the ground. So he's got confused. Sure, what's happened
He
here?
did point directly to the Moe bench, so
He
he's
did.
obviously was
Play on.
he's caught a block.
Caught a block, okay.
All right, let's
get some control back here.
Something. Jacobson squares it out wide to Marsh. They're still going at it down at ground level. Marsh gives it to Hourigan. Hourigan again. This is the second time. Delivery not the best. Pratt's toes. Couldn't complete it. Now they work hard, the small forwards. Neocleus has got a handball out. Bobbling around now the ball. It's under pressure. They fire it out, a handball from the Lions to open space. And Prowse does well just to relieve the pressure. It's only momentarily though. As Hourigan gives it to Marsh by hand, who gave it to Daltrey. He handballs into Willardon. Willardon's little chip kick to D'Angelo's good, top of the 50. Gives it to Whack. Whack from 50. Goes bang. Goal line it goes. Big spoil from Maslin. Ball still in dispute. Neocleus hit it with pace and got wrapped up. 8 minutes gone. Second quarter for the Moe Racing Club.
And this is where you'd expect to see the Traralgon Smalls. They've brought them in for this reason. They need to be at the front of that footy, mopping up everything in that forward 50, especially when it goes deep.
7 point margin box.
McKenna gets it down to ground level. Nearly picked off there by It was nearly picked up as well by young Neocalis.
Yep.
Looks like he's caught one in the Adam Apple. We'll call him that.
The Adam Apple.
Agates.
Traralgon now 2-4-16, leading by 8 points.
I couldn't
over
get it
Murray.
out.
1-2-8.
I'm all
The Murray
flustered.
Racing Club scoreboard, 9-minute mark, second quarter.
My apologies, I'm all flustered.
Yeah,
The final. You get excited too. The bench has got to find a little bit of composure here from the Lions as well. The players will pick up on that as well. Kick comes out, Hurricane Spoil was good. Ball comes to ground, picked off there by Ferrado. Handball to Prowse wasn't great. D'Angelo was there too. Reuters goes for goal, but his kick's wide. And we've got a behind. He just snuck it in for a behind, which looked a little bit different from this angle. But another behind there for the Maroons.
9-point lead to Traralgon now, 2-5-17 on the Murray Racing Club scoreboard. Murray 1-2-8.
Still looking for our first goal of the quarter, 9.5 minutes in. Moe Racing Club. The Cup Day is on at Moe very shortly. Friday, October 18 it is. And they drive it back into the field of play. Jacobson got rid of the ruckman, couldn't complete the mark though, and Matthews was quickly wrapped up.
It's one of those things though too, Beast. You've got to make sure the bench does keep their cool. Players do pick up on that as well, so it's one of those things that the reflection off the bench could be the reflection to the players.
Yep. Riley Baldy with a forward handball. McMahon attacked it, and that was Jackson. Drove it inside forward 50. Lopez in the front spot, 2 bites, gets over the back. McKenna gives a handball to Reuters. Reuters from the goal line slams it home. It took 10 minutes, but it's a magic moment for Metricon. Reuters gets the goal.
Well, it wasn't quite the roving I was talking about before, guys, but McKenna, good work by McKenna to just be composed with the footy. He knew he would have had pressure coming his way. To be able to just grab that footy, be steady, flick off to Reuters, run straight into an open goal, and you don't miss those ones, do you?
Traralgon's got a 15-point lead, 10 minutes into the second quarter with that goal to Cade Reuters, and the Murray Racing Club scoreboard reads Traralgon 3-5-23, Murray 1-2-8.
Now, we will get some clarity from maybe Daniel Heathcote. He's been down to the bench just to find out maybe what happened in that last bit of play.
So ball's wrapped up, middle of the ground here as well. D'Angelo at the bottom of the pack with Wood of Moe. So Ruckman go at it again. Jacobson gets the ball down. Whacks there for Traralgon. Gets a beautiful handball out to D'Angelo. His kick was beautiful. And he finds young Will Brent. Brent gets his quick handball off to Neocalis. His kick inside. Goes far wide. Picked off there. Oh, there's a pick off there as well by Brent again. It was actually Marlon Neocalis. That ball is there for Moe. Riley, that is. Gets the handball out. Finds Woodall, takes a bounce, cool under pressure, nice little kick out there, out wide too, and he finds Tim Golds. Golds comes inboard immediately, his kick was good, finds Danaher. Danaher wanted to get on the left, he does quickly now too, finds Shields on the run as well, gets the ball inside 50, great tackle there as well with his inside kick, picked off there by Cooper Brown of the Maroons, beautifully out there to Marsh, and Marsh marks on his chest. Gets the ball outside of his defensive 50.
Well, just looking for Tommy McMahon and missed him. Boundary throw in.
And those little things, Lucas Tripodi, those little things generally go unnoticed to the average punter looking on. But his little bit of pressure he just put on that kick going inside 50 was enough just to make the kick, basically a terrible kick, essentially going inside 450. So they're little things that Traralgon are doing a lot better.
So Ambler and Trent Baldy both had fresh aries. Ball just bobbles around. Marsh gets it out, but only as far as Brock Smith. Little chip over the top to Balfour. McMahon closed, and Spoil put it out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. About 55 out now for the Lions goals. They trail 3-5-23. Moe 1-2-8. 15-point margin on the Moe Racing Club scoreboard this afternoon. We've gone 12.5 minutes of this second quarter. Lots up for grabs. Still looking for our Zambrero goal today. Just a big double fister from the ruckman in Prowse. Gain some meterage. We'll have another boundary throw in.
You throw the media in, obviously, down there for the Moe as well, what they're trying to do on the bench. But you got a bit of an NFL feel down there, Dale. You watch a lot of American football. There seems to be a lot of people down on that bench.
There is a lot of coaching staff, and exactly right. It might be the new Netflix series,
yes.
Perhaps. Maybe. F1 have got it with their Need for Speed, and there's a few other series. Maybe it's the Lions finals campaign as it progresses through.
Well, it's the Swamp Kings or something like that. It was the NFL college football series.
Yes, exactly right, down there in Miami. Ball at the top of 50 here. We've just digressed for a moment. Back to the action. Quick kick from Wood goes towards the boundary line. Does it stay in the field of play? Not quite. So the free kick's going to go Traralgon's way. They lead it by 15 at the moment. Hourigan, it's in good hands. They need to get some reward to the Lions. Inside 50s this quarter, Paul.
7 apiece.
Yeah, and they obviously Traralgon's got a goal out of that. Moe yet to get one, although they did have one. And they're going to go again. Shields just ducked the shoulder. Ran into the tackle and we'll have a stoppage. Pepper comes off for a bit of a change. There's another ball up, 55 metres out with a big tap down from Jacobson. Well roved by Trent Baldy. Took on a tackler. Handball was coughed up to Daltrey. Gives it to Neocleus. That's Harvey over the shoulder handball from D'Angelo, who just was a hoping one. And another stoppage on the outer side. 14 minutes, 15 points is the margin. Of course, big moments, all thanks to Metricon.
Can confirm Harry Pepper is actually now being escorted back to the rooms with both trainers. He's got a bit of a limp. Looks like his left leg, so let me keep an eye on that for you, boys.
Thanks, Beast. Ball comes inside 50. Hamilton just picks up with the one hand. Handball over the top of his head. The thought was good. The execution wasn't as good. But there again, too, for the Traralgon side as well, was young Brent. He gets the ball inside 50, goes out the back. Ball's picked up there by Neocleus. It's Marlon. Oh, the ball didn't do what it was supposed to do.
He tried to kick that to Gormandale.
I reckon he just tried to put too much into that one and hit the post.
Yep.
16-point lead to Traralgon. Moe Racing Club scoreboard 3-6-24 to 1-2-8. 15 played second quarter.
Nice little dribbler. Just a nice little bend dribbler would have done enough for me there. But anyway.
So Maslin has it for the Lions. Goes to the outer side. Nice kick. Finds Brock Smith. Never got it out of their defensive 50, the Lions, but this middle part of the ground has been a bit of an issue. They hug the boundary line at the moment. To Baldy. Chips over the top. And can find on the outer side in Trent Baldy. Right foot kick. Again hugging the boundary line. On the chest of Prowse. That's Nick Variety. They kick to the top of the 50, but straight down Hourigan's throat. And Hourigan will play on. They got a runner out the back was Tom McMahon. Now the switching kick to Cooper Brown was good. He looks up. Will Brent presents. Does it get to him? Collings comes in to pick it off. Marsh has to go. And he gets down to ground level. Matthews with a nice pickup. Inboard handball. Ferrado's got to flick it back to Woodall. Does so. He's got Danaher on and laces him out. Great kick by the youngster Max Woodall. Composure for the youngster was good. Danaher must go back now and put it through for the Lions. They've got injury concerns everywhere, and they've got to take their opportunities as they come.
Well, I would suggest the runners better just stay off the ground for this set shot, just in case, because they would hate for something to happen now. But their composure by the young fella Woodall, that's what Moe be looking for. That's what they've probably lacked going inside 50. Danaher, with all the experience, he needs to go back and put this through for Moe because they are in desperate need for a goal.
Yeah, they trail by 6 points. It's a big moment for Metricon. Your number one builder, 8 years strong, and Danaher comes in on the left, puts it on its way. It's through the middle. It's a much-needed goal for the Lions, and they get it back to 10.
Not a big celebration for Benny Danaher. He knows he's got a job to do, and he knows he's got extra work to do with a couple of his troops down. So, nice finish from him. As we goes back, slots a goal. Much-needed one for Moe, as mentioned, Daryl.
10-point margin at the 17-minute mark of the second quarter. That margin in favour of Traralgon. They are 3-6. On the Moe Racing Club scoreboard. Moe now at 2-2-14.
Yeah, that was a great little finish there as well by Woodall. As well, that's a big moment for Metricon as well. Just his composure around 4 or 5 Traralgon players as well. Just to look forward and straighten up as well was a great effort there by the young fella. Ball comes to ground. Jacobson's there for Traralgon. We're going to have another ball up. True centre here as well. Both ruckmen go at it too. Jacobson gets the ball down. Great punch out there to Reuters. He gets picked off there. It was actually Tripodi. Could have been a free kick for the leg. Wasn't paid by the umpire there. Wheelton. Wood of Moe as well. And we're going to have another ball up.
Another tackle laid by Wood, was that?
Yeah, look, he's really found some form there today as well. He's going to have to lead from the front with a couple of troops down as well. Ball comes to ground. Great handball over the top there to Trent Baldy. He's kicking board, but Hourigan's there to cut it off. And what a mark too.
Gee.
What a courageous mark there by Hourigan. He had Rolly Baldy coming from behind. Still held his ground and marked well as they both give themselves a pat on the back as they run through.
Yeah, Cooper Brown with the outlet kick. Straight down the throat of Halliburton at half forward for the Maroons. Turns and goes. There's a whistle. 50 penalty.
They really are on the wrong end of the stick this quarter, aren't they?
Yeah, they certainly are. And this will take the man on the mark to about 25 metres out.
And that was an intercept mark by Ty Hourigan?
Yep.
You would say definitely.
I just thought someone said he won't be doing that today before the game. But anyway, that was a nice one, and he did turn his body because he felt the heat coming too, so he turned his body to protect himself.
So Halliburton, 25 out, slightish angle, 18-minute mark, second quarter, on its way, celebrates and celebrates well. He's put it through the middle, and the response was swift.
Not ideal for Moe. They felt like they worked really hard to get that goal they just kicked in that last bit of play. So for Traralgon to just go back down the other end and put another one and just stretch the lead out slightly for them, that'll be disappointing for Moe, because they definitely had a lot of the work done. Their passages of play they just had leading up to their goal were actually quite well. But look, Traralgon have gone down and put another one on the board.
It's back to a 16-point lead to Traralgon at the 19-minute mark on the Murray Racing Club scoreboard.
So Prowse gets the ball down. Frank Wood just had an air shot at it as well. D'Angelo gets the handball back to McMahon. He kick out wide looking for Marsh, and he finds him well. So Marsh, he weighs it up, plays on immediately, kicks the ball inside, goes into the deep pocket, pack forms, punched out there wide too. And that was well done there too by Blackshaw. So we've got a throw in right in front of the deck here, Terry Hunter Oval. We've been playing nearly 20 minutes in this second quarter. 16-point lead to Traralgon. So throw in, Jacobson at the back, grabs the ball out of the ruck, gets the handball forward. No one there to really win it. The only one there was for Traralgon was Hamilton, who's had a quick kick. And we've got it behind again here for the Maroons.
Taken into a 17-point lead in the Murray Racing Club scoreboard. They are 4-7-31 Traralgon, leading Murray 2-2-14.
Slick ball movement. I didn't think Hamilton actually knew he was
Yeah,
going to get the footy there.
He had it as well.
Exactly right. Just repeating, if you're just tuning in, Moe are down to probably 2 on the bench at the moment. Van Dyke's definitely out for the game with a knee injury. Let's hope it's not the ACL. And Harry Pepper's been in the room for probably the last 10 minutes at the moment, getting something checked out, lower leg area as well. As Jacob Wood just kicks it high, but Hourigan's back there on the wing. Couldn't complete the mark. Little tap forward by Prowse was good. Ferrado can run onto it. Well done by the big fella. Jacobson did well for the Maroons. Won the footy back. Gives it to Daltrey. And Daltrey's wobbly kick inside forward 50. He's going to get out the back. Roved by McKenna, the big man. Snap around the body for a Zambrero's not quite. How does a big guy bend it back that tall?
Amazing, isn't it? But
18-point lead to Traralgon now, 4-8-32, leading Murray 2-2-14. 21 played second quarter, Murray Racing Club scoreboard.
how does a big man like Max Jacobson do what he just done in front of us too?
Yep.
Superb work.
Certainly was. They bring it to the near side. Maslin has to check his kick and go short. Finds Brock Smith in front of the deck, which is packed at the moment. The grandstand's full. The Tony Lane stand, which is coming down after this. Bit of a sad moment for the Traralgon history there, but new renovations happening after this game. It is packed at the moment. Danaher with a don't argue on McMahon. And then got his handball away. Whistle was quick. Free kicks this quarter.
5-1 Traralgon's way.
5-1 Traralgon's way. Tommy McMahon has it. He'll look up at the big numbers inside their forward 50. A kick and hope. Big spoil there from Mulqueen. Goes straight down. Leaving it behind was Halliburton, and Shields will jump on top of him. 22 minutes gone. 2 goals to Traralgon, 1 to the Lions in the quarter. Sees a 17-point margin. Here's Nick Lacino on TRFM.
Jacobs get the ball down. He might have won himself a free kick here, and he has.
Another free kick to the Maroons.
So things aren't going their way at the moment, the Lions. Just had word that Van Dyke's injury could be a medial scud, so we'll just keep you informed about that one as well.
No free kick there. It was a ball up.
So Woods, now it's a free kick. Wood had plenty of time to get rid of the ball as well. As we see, Pepper's come out. His left calf has been, it's probably the bottom of the calf.
Yeah.
It's heavily strapped as well.
Achilles, calf and ankle.
There's everything. Brent, he's tried to play on. It was quickly wrapped up. Ambler, quick out wide. They're just going to play with it a little bit here as Marsh has marked just outside his 50. Deep pocket here. So another chance here for the Maroons to get it inside 50. Very congested ball line as well. Kicks the ball, gets it inside the top of the square. Hope the pack forms. McKenna's there for the Maroons. Ball comes to ground. Quick kick off the ground there from Lopez. Could it be a goal? It's going to be a goal. It will be a goal.
It's a Zambrero
goal. Here we are. We've got our first contender for the afternoon. What a kick. It went as high as the goalpost as well.
Yep.
Beast. And it was a great finish there by Lopez.
Yeah, it was for a big boy. Plays as a key forward. Big Dil Lopez to be able to get his hands on that 40, turn around and snap. very sharply. It's something you expect from a Marlon Neocleus or a Liam Willerton, but it wasn't. It was the big fella Lopez. Really good finish by a big man.
And that's a match-high 24-point lead. Traralgon, 23 played second quarter. They have 5-8-38, Murray 2-2-14, all on the Murray Racing Club scoreboard.
Harry Pepper's had a fitness test at ground level. We'll see if he goes back on. Goes back to the middle. Prowse with a big fist down, although Tripodi off the wing read it better. Daltrey was there, squaring kick out wide, just over the top of Ambler's head. McMahon come to help and got one over the shoulder. Play on, said the umpire. Ambler tried to gather it and got shoved into the bench by Eden. And the Moe Lions help him up and make sure he doesn't slam into the concrete boxes down there.
Just trying to protect their injured players on the bench, I reckon.
Yeah, they've got a few at the moment.
There's a few there.
24-minute mark. It's 24 points. Jacobson with a big tap down. Although Daltrey couldn't get it. Ferrado tries to work on hands and knees. Tripodi got it out to open space. Eden picked it off, gives it to Baldy. Lands in the lap there of Danaher. Gives it to Belfer. He sold some candy. He wants to get back onto the left. He chips it. Top of the square. Gold's chest. Can't complete the mark. Slaps it out. Wood. Oh! And Whack had a head clash. And then Wood just said, I don't care if you just knock me out. I'm going to put a strong tackle on Dunbar. And meanwhile, Whack says, I don't know what's going on. There's a whistle, free kick going Moe's way. It's all happening. I don't know where to look.
Yeah, it was just a bit off the ball here too between Jacobson and Riley Baldy as well. The free kick was actually originally paid at the top of the 50 here now, but the umpires brought it back to where we had the stoppage.
That was sickening. That looked sickening, that head clash.
But he's the original tip rat, isn't he?
Well, he is.
He's
But
unbelievable.
he does have a brain in there, I'm sure.
The slide angle. Wood comes in on its way. It's an important shot. He's missed it. It's across the face. It's a minor score, Paul Carter, 25-minute mark.
Murray 2-3-15, trailing Traralgon by 23 points. The Maroons 5-8-38, Murray Racing Club scoreboard.
As we see the new Moe coach actually just below us, having a look on to see what he's got to play with next year, boys.
Lee Paholke and obviously his brother Miles as well, as Hurrigan has this at half-back, kicks inboard. Jacobson takes a mark and plays on the big fella. A forward handball to Whack. He's not concussed. He gives it to Willerton. Look at the chain of handballs. Daltrey, he was going to give it to Halliburton. Decides to hold on to it. Then check his kick backwards towards Tripodi. Top of the 50. Lower the eyes. Halliburton gets on the end of it after all that.
Worked hard, Halliburton. I would have been disappointed if I was him if I didn't end up with this footy because, in my opinion, that handball had to go to him. That was the quick movement that we love to see Traralgon play. That would have just topped off a superb bit of play by Traralgon had he have got onto that.
So Halliburton, slide angle, 26-minute mark, pushing it out to a game high. Looking for 29 points in front. The Breeze takes it from right to left as it picks up. He got that above the slipstream there, Boxer, and it just went Woodka.
Traralgon 5-9-39, leading by 4 straight goals over Murray, who are 2-3-15. Murray Racing Club scoreboard, almost 27-minute mark of the second quarter.
Second time, Daltrey's really hasn't found that handball, and he's had plenty of the ball on the inside as well. So just one of these things he's got to look at. Kick in, comes in, down to the pack. Big punch out there by Whack. Ball comes to ground. Belfer. It was young Shields actually had the ball. Riley Baldy's been spun around in a tackle. Gets it out to Prowse. Kick inside there too by Collins. Long kick down the line. A great mark again. But it's Belfer again. Geez, he's shown some courage this afternoon. He's had plenty of the ball as well. Wins himself a free kick. Wheels around on his left foot. Doesn't know where to go. But he comes in board. His kick wasn't great. Neocleus was quick enough to pick it off. Ball comes to ground. Mulqueen was there. Tackle was there by Hamilton. Haywood couldn't win the ball. Ball's been pushed out wide again to Shields. His little kick inside the body was good. And he's marked. 70 out. Just holds the ball up. Gets the ball inside again to Shields, who's run on. Kick inside the top of the 50. The kick wasn't great. Ball comes to ground. Picked off there by Eden. Eden's handball out to Prowse. To Wood on the left foot. His kick goes out wide. Far wide. And it's out of bounds on the full.
Tell you what, 27 minutes, nearly 28 minutes into this quarter, and I don't think the pressure has actually slowed down at all.
Nope.
Both sides around that footy, there is heat on that football.
Certainly is. All thanks to Gippsland Isuzu. Win 2,000 cash this September thanks to Gippsland Isuzu. Head to their Facebook page or check out the Gippsland Isuzu ute that's parked in between the football and the netball ovals this afternoon. It's great to have your company on Gippsland Live. It is on TRFM, and you can stream on the Listener app as well if you're out and about. As the kick tried to keep it in there was Wood right in front of Pudge Bar here at Traralgon, which is absolutely jam-packed at the moment. And they'll be happy with those Traralgon supporters down there at the moment. Traralgon lead at 5.9.39. Moe at 2.3.15. Lee and Gathera most likely sitting at home, tuning in. They're already into the grand final. We know Trent McMicking will be doing his homework on both these sides. One of them they'll face in next week's 2024 Gippsland League Grand Final. As picking that one off there was Daltrey. Kicks it towards the wing. There's no one forward of the wing area for either side. And the mark's taken by Hayward on the wing for the Lions. Should have some numbers, but they're all laterally at the moment, but he decides he just wants to gain territory and kick it down the line. And maybe it's not the best option because Traralgon have got numbers and they like to slingshot from here, although D'Angelo left it behind and then put a tackle on Balfour when he didn't have the ball. And Balfour gets it 55 metres out. The forward present. Golds is one of those. Danaher's another one. They're ignored. He's going to go back towards Big Prowse. It's the ruckman on this occasion. And the siren sounds. And that will be no score to finish the first half. And the Maroons in full control. 5.9.39. Traralgon leading Moe at halftime 2.3.15. It's Gippsland Live. It's a 24-point margin at halftime in favour of the Traralgon side. It's all thanks to Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland.
A new standard of family living is coming to Gippsland. Virtue Home's new display home, the Marshall 28, is open now in Traralgon. The Marshall 28 is perfect for families and couples seeking a fresh, innovative home. Thoughtfully designed to evolve with you with a light and airy feel. You can rest easy knowing it's built by the award-winning team at Virtue Homes. The new Marshall 28 display home, open now on Marshalls Road in Traralgon. Visit virtuehomes.com.au for more info. CDBU 48113.
Ruck duties again. Prowse is there, taps it straight down. Rode beautifully by Van der Plein around the body on the left from a stoppage. And the Parrot supporters like it below us.
Handballs comes out there, ends up through Maslin. Able to get clearing kick out, looking for Baldy, but it was Talon Brill that's taken the intercepting mark there. Makes his way in, puts the ball on the boot, sends it forward. Goal umpire says, that is as good as you get. And there is a Zambrero goal of the day contender.
A little bit of confidence back for the rest of the afternoon.
All right, Pepper's got the only goal so far for the Lions. He's got 2, make that 3. He taps it again. No, now he can gather it. He's under pressure from Blackshaw. Gives a handball to Ganane. Ganane will kick around the body and put it through. Got him. Looking for a runner. Danaher goes around the back. Siren sounds. I told you the goal didn't help. 29 minutes it went. The final siren sees Lee Gathera into another Gippsland League Grand Final.
Over the head of Murray Curtis is some wonderful offensive whack. Wontaggi win the ball and go top of the square. Numbers win out here, and they get the snap around the corner for the opener. And it's Aidan Lindsay kicking the first of the day. Dan says no. Dan holds on to it. Dan knows best. Chips, marks, and finds Jordan Cunico. Goes towards the top of the square. The big boys will set themselves down here. Big Jacobs is down there.
Got it.
Big Jacobs is down there.
Big deal.
He'll just go inside right-hand goalpost and end it. He goes inside right-hand goalpost, and I reckon he's ended it, Box.
He has, mate. You can put a fork in it right now. The power season's right over right now.
Every time he's looked up today, he's seen Tristan.
Siren sounds. There it is. It's all over, Scotty.
And that's a resounding win.
Yeah, it is a half-time wrap, and I can let you know that Traralgon in full control. They kicked 3-1 in the quarter. They extended the margin from 8 points out to 24 points at half-time, and it is all thanks to Gippsland mowers. Traralgon a 5-9-39, Mowie a 2-3-15, and with some injury concerns as well. All individual goal scorers so far for Traralgon: Willerton, Halliburton, Lopez with a cracker, Cade Reuters and Dan McKenna from 50. While for the Lions, Harry Pepper and Ben Danaher rounding out the 2 goals for Mowie. Paul Carter, here he is with all the key stats, all thanks to Gippsland mowers.
The inside 50 is much more even in the second quarter. Traralgon still won at 14-13. They win that, leading that stat 26-19. Traralgon turned the clearances around. Mowie won it in the first quarter. The Maroons won it in the second, 11-7. Mowie still leading there, 25-18. The centre clearances to half-time. Traralgon 5 to Mowie 3. Free kicks, Traralgon have had 13 in the first half to Mowie's 10. Mark's pretty even all the way down there. The Battle of the Ruckman saw Chris Prowse with another 11 hit outs. He has 29 to half-time, up against Mac Jacobson, 21. Leading stat winners for Mowie, of the ones we are following: Riley Baldy on 16, Trent Baldy and Ben Danaher both on 15, Brock Smith on 8. I've done Connor Amblers, he's on 11. Louis D'Angelo would be 14. Jackson McMahon 9, 6 to Tristan Wack and 13 to Ty Hourigan.
Certainly coming to the game there did Ty Hourigan and the midfielders, with Ambler and D'Angelo working hard as well for the Maroons. It is a half-time wrap. It's thanks to Gippsland mowers. They're your local blokes who they service what they sell. And Gippsland mowers have the top range of Husqvarna mowers, blowers and chainsaws. And they also have a stack of Honda equipment in stock as well. Everything you need to keep your yard tidy, just starting to roll into spring now, and there's the place you need to go, is Gippsland mowers on the Princess Highway. The only professional Gippsland. Head and see Hayden and the team today. What did you make of that first quarter, Boxer?
Yeah, incredible first half of footy. I think the key factor for me is the midfield. You can see the stats that come through from Paul just then, that the whole of the midfield from both sides have got high numbers at the minute too, but it's for me who's just been able to win the ball in the air, and it's just the way he's been able to push the ball forward and support his young brigade to run through. But it's that play behind the ball beast that I like in regards to Traralgon's way of going too, because they relied heavily on McMahon and Hourigan to really slingshot off half back. So once the ball gets inside their forward 50, they're so dangerous when it hits the ground level compared to what Mowie looked like when they get the ball inside their forward 50 as well. So it's two different styles of footy at the moment. The style of footy that I like, the Traralgon side of playing, is the side that's obviously the side that I like.
The Mowie have definitely had patches though where you look at it and go, well, they're playing exactly the similar way. They're willing to take the footy on. They're slingshotting, albeit their main man off half back.
But you can't win games in patches, mate.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So they're actually been able to. Traralgon have actually been able to do it consistently.
Yep.
Where I see a different Mowie side than what I saw last week. There's a lot of enthusiasm, and the tackling's been fantastic. Wood has been very good, and his courage inside his forward 50 could have inspired him a lot more than what it did, but guess what it done? It actually reversed it on their head, and they got a goal back from it. So, they've just got to find inspiration from others, and I think they can. But it's going to be a long haul, especially with the deficit as it is.
A couple of injury concerns for the Mowie camp. We know that Scott Van Dyke is done for the day with the knee. It's a medial, we're hearing through the grapevine. And Harry Pepper's just going through a fitness test, but wouldn't exactly call it a strenuous fitness test. It's a bit more of just a casual kick to kick on a Sunday.
Mate, I've done harder fitness tests playing backyard footy with my young bloke than what's going on.
You've done harder tests getting out of the car.
So does that tell you that he's done? He's done, or he's done?
You know what? I'm genuinely not actually sure what they're trying to do out there, because he's not getting put under any sort of test whatsoever. He's having a casual kick, walking around. And
he's kicking on his right foot, and the left foot is the issue. There's no runs, there's no sideways movement. So I'm not sure what that one's about. Let's get to them around the ground scores, Beast, because there is some grand finals being played right now, 4 in fact across our region, and you've got some scores for us. This is all thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture.
I do. Over at Meenion, with the Fish Creek game is actually quite interesting. We've got Fish Creek 2 straight 12 to 4-5 29. So are getting a little bit of a jump up on Fish Creek over there at Meenion. The North Gippsland scores, thanks to having them update, which is really good for them this week. Ties 3-7-25. Actually getting beaten at the moment by Woodside 4-4-28.
Wow.
So a close, cracking game by the sounds of it out at Churchill. The Allenbank District it's Bullen 4-3, 27 to Allenbank, still the 2 points. So that seems to be getting away from Allenbank a little bit there.
Yep.
The West Gippsland game up at Garfield. Here we have Phillip Island, 7 straight goals, 42. To Narnagoon, 7-1, 43. So there are some tight, cracking contests around the Gippsland region at the moment.
Yeah, there certainly is. Back here, it's a 24-point margin at halftime in favour of Traralgon. I can tell you on the A-grade netball court, Moe, it's just started the fourth quarter there, and Moe are 47, Druin 26. So Warragul in the grand final at the moment. They'll face the winner of that game, of course. It is prelim final day in the Alinta Energy Gippsland League. And at the moment on the netball court, Moe holding strong there, 47-26. That's the halftime wrap all done. Thanks to Gippsland Mowers. We've got the third quarter coming up after the break. Don't forget, head and see Hayden and the team at Gippsland Mowers on the Princess Drive in Morwell. Welcome back. Both sides are back out on the field. They've had their halftime break. Has Moe got something up their sleeve? They've got a couple of injury concerns, but they need to put everything on the line in this third quarter. You suspect they must get a couple of early ones. They trail by 24 points And the Maroons have been fantastic this afternoon. Certainly with the conditions a little bit slipperier early on, they were still able to run and carry and use that forward handball to their advantage. And now with the sun shining and the ground drying out, you suspect that they're just going to put the foot absolutely down now and take the game on. Daniel Hutchison's back with us in the commentary box for Carpet Country this afternoon, helping dreams become a reality since 1981. You get the sense this first 5-10 minutes will tell us a long way to which this game's going to go. If Traralgon put the foot down and get a couple of early ones, you suspect that you'll just see the heads of Moe drop. But on the flip side, if Moe can just generate some sort of enthusiasm out there, some sort of excitement, they got 2 down on the bench, it just might build something. They've got to start well early.
Well, what's going to be the key is Traralgon really going to have to put the afterburners on Moe because, as you said, with no bench, very hard to run out a game, particularly against a side like Traralgon who primarily like to run and be quick. So it is going to be interesting to see. First 5 to 10 minutes is going to be key probably for Traralgon. If they can bang a couple of goals on quick, it's really going to put a dagger into the heart of the Moe side and their supporters, that's for sure.
The signs show too, Beast, that Harry Pepper might be, he's going down a full forward. He's got a fair limp on him right now as he goes through the middle of the ground here. Or is he coming back to the bench? It just can't work. No, he's going straight down. So probably good news for Moe. I'm not sure how fit he's really going to be, but I think the key factor there is if you're going to play him, you're going to have to win it out of the middle. So get the ball forward, get him one-on-one and see what they can work out for them.
And maybe that fitness test we were watching out on the ground was more just to keep his leg mobile and to keep him moving around. So, he's obviously just going to go
deep.
deep.
Petrol in it?
Beg your pardon?
Mobile? Or is it mobile? I'm not sure.
Turn him off.
I missed on me, Jake. I'll just say that one anyway.
So he's going to go sit deep. Clearly that's what's going to happen. He's heading right to the goal square now, so he's just going to plonk himself in that square. He won't move much out of there, and he's just going to try and body up and do what he needs to do for his side. But, yeah, a few little doubts there for Moe, but stranger things can happen in finals, as we know, boys.
And we do know that Moe's final quarters haven't been great this year. They've won 5, drawn 2, lost the others, although they have a percentage of about 90 there, so they'll need to do a lot this quarter.
Well, let's see what they can do. They must start early, and it starts with the midfield group for the Lions. Prowse taps it down. Here's one of them, Baldy, quickly wrapped up by Willardon, although Jacobson gave it to D'Angelo, and the Maroons go forward. Neocleus just missed. Hamilton, little pluck there, good from Maslin. Outlet kick to Shields. He's got to work for it now. Tripodi will close. Clean pickup. Slip over. Well, it worked out to his advantage. Great work by Tripodi to put pressure on the kicker. And Brock Smith put it down Wack's throat. Gave an inboard kick to D'Angelo. In they go on his own. Lopez. He's dropped an absolute centre as Big Deal. Prowse grabs it. Gives a handball off to Haywood's kick was smothered. Daltrey ducked the shoulder. Got a free one over it. Well,
what happened there?
I'm not sure. Maybe the sun was in his eyes.
I don't know.
We'll give him some sort of reasoning.
He had a 10-metre radius with nobody in it around him. So
I'm going to say
I think he was shocked.
He was. He was shocked. He expected contact.
Yeah.
So Daltrey will have to kick this all of 50. This is not what the Lions want, but exactly what the Maroons want. Daltrey! Daltrey's got it to the last line. There was a fingertip in it. Prowse touched it.
5-10-40 Traralgon, their first score coming at the 1 minute mark on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. They're leading Moe by 25 points.
Yeah, it's a great touch there by Prowse, right on the last line of defence there too. So Brock Smith's got it for Moe. Little chip kick inside. He finds Matthew Haywood. Haywood handballs quickly to the kicker. Smith out to Maslin. Gets the handball into Danaher. They're working the ball around here, the Lions. By Wood. Wood's kicked down the line to a one-on-one. Great little mark there too by Trent Baldy.
Open forward line.
He's had a great afternoon so far. It's a great one-on-one mark. So the kick inside to Prowse. So they're just going to play it down the wing here, the Lions too. They'll take their time getting it inside. Maybe a little bit of their detriment as well, but the ball inside 50 was 3-on-2. Wack was there for the Maroons. He's tackled. Ball comes to ground. We've got to stop. He's just inside the boundary line. Inside 50 for Moe. So they worked it around there quite well then too, Scud.
They did, and Jacobson said, I'll just take it out of the ruck, give it to Wack. Outside of the boot, not 15 to Tripodi. And just watching the forward setup, it must be hard when you're injured and you're trying to do something for your team, but you can't sort of lead, you can't offer anything. And it makes it hard for the Moe forwards at half forward. Traralgon, though, from that stoppage through. Tom McMahon got a clearance out. Lopez couldn't complete the mark. Reuters over the shoulder. Handball. Got to D'Angelo. Took on a tackler. Ducked it. Play on. He felt that D'Angelo slid the ground, and that's why the high contact came from Pratt.
These handballs over the head are ridiculous.
Old school. Paul Carter doesn't like those.
Not a handball.
Out the back was Wood. Gathered it, gave a forward handball to Baldy. Ran down from Willardon again. If he's not the best tackler in the comp, I don't know who is. And he wants to play on quickly. Gives it to Whack. Gives it to Jacobson. By hand to D'Angelo. Now by boot. Inside to Lopez. Can't complete that one at his toes. Slaps it out though. Neocleus, that's Harvey. Slides. Stands up. Gives it to Lopez. Kicks to open space. And Reuters goes back with a flight. Takes the mark in front of Mulqueen. It's all happening for the Maroons now.
A little bit of a sloppy entry, but that started back here on this wing by that tackle from... Oops, sorry, mate.
Free kick up the ground here.
There was I think they're going to call it off the... No, they're going to say it's a ball up. I don't know how that works. So there's a ball up inside their 50. No one can win it cleanly. Back to you, Beast.
No, I was just going to say that build up to their inside 50 was started from Liam Willardon with the pressure on the tackler out here. So that's where it started. Sloppy inside entry, but I really don't know what happened there, boys. I could not see what happened.
So a couple of decisions have been going to be big talking points, definitely after the game as well. But we've got a stoppage 15 metres out from the Maroons' goals. Ball comes to ground, picked off there by Wood. Great tackle. And he wins the ball to go out of bounds. So he's created a stoppage here for the Lions. Dangerous spot here, though, for them as well, as we've got to throw in right on the point post here.
All I can think of, all I can think of is it was touched further down the ground. And the two umpires haven't sort of communicated there.
A good call. That's why you got the special comments for Carpet Country, Beast.
No worries at all there. Baldy comes in and does the tackle on Ambler. And we're going to have another ball up. 20 metres around from the Maroons' goal. Really in dire moments here as well. McKenna comes over the top, one down there by Prowse. Daltrey's there for the Traralgon side. Ball's going to be out of bounds again. Tackling really hard here. He's trying to win the ball out. Wood's there. Gets the handball out only as far as... And then we've got a free kick too. We've won a free kick, so the umpires found one. And it looks like it must be Jackson McMahon as well. So deep in the pocket. Not impossible from here, Beast.
Yeah, a little bit of breeze. Look at those flags on the other side of the ground. They are howling box. So
that's the reason why I said not impossible, but possible.
Anyway,
we'll see how he goes from here. Right on the light pole as well. The wind is still blowing across that side of the ground too.
Impossible.
You reckon it's impossible? Yep. I give him a chance.
I mean, that's going to be an unbelievable kick if he can.
He's got a big chance here. He gives it a good wolf. He gets the distance, no worries, but doesn't get the accuracy. And we've got another behind.
We're now leading by 26 points on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. They are 5-11-41, leading Murray 2-3-15. We played 6 minutes, third quarter.
Oh, that was the problem. As they now bring it back in, the Lions. And Maslin got it out to Prowse. Couldn't complete the mark. Ball trickles over.
Not where you want it when you're a man of that size, do you? Down at your feet. On the boundary line. Not ideal for the big fella Prowse.
He'll roll back to his centre-half forward spot and let his brother do the ruck duties against McKenna. And Prowse does tap it down. Danaher in heavy traffic. Somehow got a handball out. Ward under pressure. Jacobson went the bump and not the tackle. And now Collins lost the footy out the back to Willardon. And Willardon kicks to open space. Hamilton can elevate and mark when he gets a free run at it. He certainly does have a good leap. We haven't seen much of him this afternoon, young Josh Hamilton. He's had probably a little bit of a quiet last couple of weeks, but we know his talent is on song.
It's just those little things that he'll be able to do that no one else will on the ground that will stand out.
Absolutely.
And
this could be a bit of a dagger in the Lions as he comes in from 45 on its way.
Looks
and
good.
Pushed it across the face just slightly. Hits the upright. Minor score on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. Monopoly is at Macca's. It's back, Boxer. What is it?
Monopoly.
Yeah, well done.
5-12-42 Traralgon to Murray 2-3-15.
I've been practicing too, Scud, so I was waiting for that one. So we have the kick in as well. Ball's pushed out wide there by Smith. Looking for Prowse. Hurricanes there, but again, Jacobson cuts in front. Takes a great contested mark again. Centre all afternoon for Big Maxi. Gets the ball moving quickly. Kicks a beautiful kick inside again. Hamilton presents and marks on the chest.
And that's the thing. He hasn't had the best couple of weeks, but some things that he does, as Beast just said, others can't do. but he needs to finish now.
Only takes a couple of little moments like this,
Yep.
in a little short period of time.
Yep.
Confidence level lifted, and what they're doing is they're lowering the eyes now to the Maroons, and they're looking. So here we go, Hamilton for his second try at it again within a couple of minutes. This time, head over the ball. I reckon he's got it this time.
He's hit that. He's hit the
done
post.
it again.
The same post, opposite side of the ground.
Side.
5-13. Traralgon have kept 4 behinds this quarter. 43. They lead by 28 points over Moe, 2-3-15. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard 8 minutes played, third quarter.
You could tell him to do that 100 times and he wouldn't do it. He's hit it twice with 2 kicks.
All he has to do is hit it flush next time.
Rightio, Trent Baldy. That's Riley, kicks down the outer side. Coming across the face there was Hayward, couldn't complete it. Whack with a little tap towards Lopez. Slick handballs from Woodall. The old 1-2, over the shoulder handballs, good to Ferrado. They're under pressure though, the Lions at half back. A kick from Smith goes high. And Prowse can't complete it. Good spoil from Hourigan. Ball at ground level where Wood goes to work. Wins it. Handballs backwards though. Smith is under pressure. Riley Baldy gets one out to Danaher. Can they find a target? They do. And they should just slow it up. They're under enormous pressure, the Lions.
Yeah, slowing it up, I think, is a good bit of advice for you, Daryl.
Yep. Trent Baldy went inboard to Wood, and Wood's going to square it out wide to Pratt. Doesn't get to him on the full. He's going to take on 2 tacklers and handball to no one. Turned over. D'Angelo, though, just coughed it up off the shin. In trouble was Maslin.
Throw.
And they predicted he's going to throw it. That won't be advantage, surely. Everyone stopped. It's going to come back to the middle of the ground. They've called. I think the umpire there just predicted that it was going to be thrown, but in the end he got a handball to it. Either way.
And get the one over the head still.
They're all good, Paul.
You've got to keep playing them, Paul. All right, you've got to move on from that.
Absolutely.
Paul's not happy
let
with
it
it
go.
over-the-shoulder handballs at all.
It's a frozen moment.
Still a stat, I think.
D'Angelo kicks it laterally and it's going to be turned over. There's no one in the forward line. Prowse has it. He should kick it from 70. He's going to hope for a skidder. It's going to bounce and skid. Dunbar's back there, though. Finally gets there, last line of defence. And now the slingshot out towards Whack. On the hop, it goes up for him. Chips it over the top. He's got one Lopez. That one lands on his chest. He won't drop that. And Lopez just ambles away. And the right foot to the pocket. He might have had a bit more intent. He might have kept it in the field of play. 10 minutes in. We haven't had a goal kicked in the third quarter. And that probably works in the Maroons' favour. They lead by 28 points.
Just that ball inside 50 then too for the Lions. Haven't seen Harry Pepper. He must have come off the ground too, Beast. So
Yeah, you did, mate. Sorry, I didn't mention that to you before.
you didn't.
Sorry.
Danaher runs the kick out, goes to Baldy. So short kick out. They're going to work it through now. So far side of the ground here. Baldy kicks down the line, looking for Prowse. Mulqueen's there as well. Ball comes to the ground. Balfour gets a quick kick out. Prowse is there in front of Hourigan. Gets a nice little handball out. Followed up beautifully there by Balfour. Gets around one. Actually, the tackle was great there by Mitch Membry. And he's won himself a free kick too. So well done to Membry, who stood his ground. Balfour couldn't get around. There's a couple of times now this afternoon we've seen him try to do that.
Just had no one to kick to, though, at the forward 50.
Yeah.
And they've all pushed out of the ground there too. So Cooper Brown wins the ball, comes inside of Daltrey, kicks down long, kicking a long, great kick too there to Tripodi. Marks it just outside his defensive 50, plays on immediately, goes into Brent. His kick long down the line wasn't a great kick, and Mulqueen, he'll mop up here for the Lions, and marks right in front of Brent.
And reverse.
And he's going to give this one away. That was just a silly free kick. And is it Neocolis?
Neocolis, mate.
Yep, Marlon Neocolis.
That should have been 52. He held
That
on
should
to
have
it.
been.
Yep.
Far too long. Neocleus chisels one to Lopez. Can't quite complete the mark. Hamilton picked it up and tackled immediately.
I think with Pepper coming off, I think the ball's been down there enough. He's been standing in the goal square for most of the quarter. Moe just are not able to get the ball inside 50. So he's just standing there doing nothing. So I'd say they've much made the call, get him off the ground, and we'll try and do it without him.
Maroons lead by 28 and they're in their forward 50, although the Lions through Collings just blazed it out. He looks for the boundary line, not going to get there. Marsh will close on it quickly. Woodall's going to close on him. Handball from Marsh over the top was good to Whack, and Whack's kick finds the target. No, it's the opposition, although that was paid. And then Neocleus came in and said to Trent Baldy, you're not going to get up too quickly, and just holds things up. And the Lions are slow and stagnant. They chip it out wide to Prowse, has 2 bites at it and won't be paid the mark. D'Angelo comes in to win it. Handball out the back. Quick kick from Daltrey. Over the body, around the shoulder it was. Collings attacked it hard and left it behind. And And now Lopez goes to ground as well. We've got a ball up top of the 50 for the Traralgon side.
You feel like Traralgon really could have put this game to bed already early in this quarter with their inaccuracy. It sort of kept Moe hanging around, although the scoreboard doesn't say that, but they definitely could have put it to bed by now.
Yeah, 4 points this quarter. They've had all the play. Problem is, though, you just can't see how Moe are going to get a goal.
Nah, absolutely not.
The 28-point margin, when you look at it just at that, you go, yeah, that's exactly right, Beast, that they're a chance, but the way this game's playing, Moe can't get it past their half-forward line at the moment, and Traralgon are just hemming it in. And there's a lot of numbers around this footy, and it's not going anywhere.
And just the way they line it up with their forwards, they've got all their big forwards all across the middle of the ground, but Tom Matthews is the only forward, I think it's Tom Matthews out there, the only forward standing inside 50. The ball's at the opposite end of the ground. Young, lively player. I'd be getting him up around the footy, get him involved a bit. Obviously, they want to try and use his speed out the back, but they're not getting out the back.
Move Blackshaw down forward as well. We've got D'Angelo's there for the Maroons. Ball comes out to Marsh. Quick inside, top of the 50 there, top inside the square. It was Hamilton again. Shows some great leg speed as well. Kicks the ball out with under control as well. Kicks it out to Daltrey. Just 45 metres out, just on a better angle. He actually could have done a little bit more fancy work there, Hamilton, but he just done the team thing. Umpire's called him to play on, Daltrey. Kicks it long. The ball's not great either. Pushes it far wide, real wide. Might have cost someone a windscreen as well. That's how wide he's pushed it. Well, it's out of bounds on the full.
And he had options on too, Daltrey. He just, similar sort of bit of play to the other end of the ground before half-time their box. He had options. Tristan Wack was one of them, and he threw his hands in the air as if to say, what are you looking at? 14
minutes have gone, and we have not seen a Metricon magic moment at all in this quarter with no goal scored. The ball gets to the middle of the ground, though, and Traralgon got a good set up behind the footy. Dunbar gave it to D'Angelo. Back to Hourigan. Hourigan's kick inside forward 50, only just, though. Out the back there is Mulqueen. He left it for Trent Baldy. He had a don't argue, and the second tackle was strong on Harvey Neocleus. Will get the free kick, and Marlon says, you don't have a go at me, bro. I might be young, but I'll stand tall. And Harvey wants 50. Marlon walks away. Harvey might have just said to the younger bro, walk away, I want to have a shot.
Going, yeah, you take me off this stat sheet.
Exactly.
It's going to be on in the backyard.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to tell Mum.
Yeah.
And so I think every time we've had a set shot from here too, Beast, they've pushed the ball to the right. They haven't really allowed for that breeze as well.
So Harvey Neocleus comes in looking for his first major this afternoon, and to really put things on the right ledger for the Maroons, and that is a beautiful set shot. And he likes it and he celebrates to the crowd. Is that enough? Is that the first little nail in the Lions?
Bit of inspiration, I reckon, by Hockball there. He's gone to the crowd and given that staunch little, like that wizard, whoever he is from Hawthorn. Very, very similar in stature too.
I think he's taller than him.
Well, Nick Watson.
Nick Watson, that's him.
It's a 34-point lead to Traralgon. We're halfway through the last quarter at the 15-minute mark on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, and it's Traralgon 6-13-49. Murray still at the half-time score of 2-3-15.
Well, they definitely needed that goal, Traralgon. They've gone inside 50. They've dominated the play this whole quarter, and they just needed that goal.
So Prowse gets the ball down. McMahon's there for Traralgon. He's there with Wood. Pushes the ball out through the mud patch. Wood gets a foot on it. Wax there for Traralgon. Mulqueen there as well, or it could be Blackshaw, I could think it is. Tim Golds, I have a third shot at it. But I got there as well. But we've got another stoppage in the middle of the ground. Prowse is there with McKenna. McKenna gets the ball down to Shields. He's wrapped up, and we've got another ball up. So we haven't gained a lot of yardage here at the moment. A great finish there by Neocleus to give Traralgon another goal that quarter. Ball's one down. Picked off by Tripodi. McKenna's there, or is it Marsh? Marsh is there for Traralgon. And we win another stoppage. So we'll have one more go at it too, Scud.
Rightio.
So Prowse, McKenna wins the ball out of the ground. He can't, his ball's smothered. Willerton's handball out to Ambler. His little pick off there went to Daltrey. Daltrey's kicked down the line. Lopez slipped over. Riley Lopez is there for Murray. He wins the handball out. Off there to Mulqueen. Off there to Baldy. It was Balfour actually. Ball comes to ground. Quick little kick out. No one really hit one on the ball here. They've hit the ball really hard as well. One there by Haywood. His kick. It's really sloppy football at the moment too, where McKenna's going to try and calm things down. He gets a handball out the back. He squares things up to Hourigan, and he marks deep in his defensive 50.
Yeah, and he slows things up. He looked to the outer side, though. Goes back to where the ball just come from. And a high, long kick. Mulqueen with a spoil. Might have given away a free kick he has on Lopez.
And Riley Lopez, the Maul player, will be happy there. Daryl, he got a mention in that bit of play from box.
Did he really?
Yep, Riley Lopez, yeah.
Playing for
Riley,
Moe.
was it?
So we've got a 50-metre penalty
Thanks.
being played back here to Dylan Lopez.
Now I'm being critiqued by Beast. So this is great work.
And of course, Daniel Hutchison's here for Carpet Country this afternoon, helping dreams become a reality since 1981. And Box is here for Zambreros. That's all he eats. And the kick goes towards Neocleus, and Harvey again. Just starting to find it directly in front, 40 metres out. 18-minute mark of this third quarter for Maccas. And this will just about be it, I'll say. If this goes through, Traralgon are going into a grand final against Leongatha next week.
Yep, if it's anything like his last kick, he'll bang this straight through the big sticks, Will Harvey, and he will go to the bar over there, which looks like it's very populated by Moe supporters, and he'll give it the old wizard celebration.
So 34 points isn't enough for you, Scud, to put a nail in the coffin. I would have thought it would have been.
All right, well, this will be. 40 will be. You just watch Neocleus celebrate if it goes through. I'm not watching the footy. I'm watching Neocleus. Nah, it's missed. He's not celebrating. And now I look at the footy and it's missed to the near side for a minor score. McDonald's scoreboard. The new loose change menu has dropped at Macca's. 50 cents for a soft serve, $2 hamburger, or a frozen drink for $1 that suits Boxer to a T.
It does, mate. Can I borrow $1?
6:14.50 Traralgon, leading Murray 2-3-15.
And I'll just mention 2014, Wonthaggi came back from 45 points down to three-quarter time, Box, so anything can happen.
They could do that as well. With the Angelo just marked at the top of the 50, kicked the ball inside where a flat-footed McKenna had his ball intercepted there by Riley Baldy. He gets tackled again. The umpire might, actually I thought it might have been a sling tackle.
Throw.
The umpire, there's been a couple of really hard tackles here as well. So Neocleus come off second best in a tackle off the ball as well, where Baldy, he wins the ball, pushes the ball out wide to Shield. His little kick was to a one-on-one to Danaher, which went over his head. He looked pretty disappointed when it come down. Prowse does all the groundwork. Back to Danaher. He goes inboard to a 2-on-1. The umpire's paid a free kick for a Shepherd against McKenna. And it will go to young Ferrado, I will say Ferrado. It's a burrito I was thinking about before as well. Ferrado down to Prowse. It was a nice little kick inside. He plays on immediately. Kicks the ball, gets the ball inside his 50. But who's there? Hurrigan. He marks all unopposed as well, and he plays on immediately. Kicks the ball inside to the top of the arc. Marked there by McMahon. Off to Membry. Plays on. Slingshot footy coming from Traralgon right now, because they've got a lot of yardage right this minute. But the ball goes out wide. Halliburton couldn't win the ball in the end. And we've got on a throw in far side here at the Terry Hunter Oval.
You just see the speed starting to kick in Moe, and the ground's probably dried up a little bit, and that foot race between Moe and Traralgon have just coming out on top clearly.
So boundary throw in now. Late into the third quarter, into time on. I know Ruckman can get a run at it. Ball hits the deck and then they jump on top of Prowse. And the margin at 35 points currently into the third quarter. Traralgon 6-14-50, 6-14 to 2-3-15.
Might have an interesting score in the North Gippsland all their grand finals.
Just well, where the boys are getting up off the ground. It's 11-point lead to Woodside currently.
Wow, that's a big one around the grounds thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture. All grand finals across Gippsland. As it gets into the last quarter, they'll come thick and fast, those scores from Beast. And back here at Terry Hunter Oval, it is the home side Maroons in total control. Prowse has the kick, Chris. Kicks down to half forward. Left it behind was Matthews. Slung around in the tackle there. Free kick will go Traralgon's way. And it's going to go to Willerton. Of course, his brother is playing in that TTU side that's playing in the grand final as well at the moment. His kick goes backwards to Tommy McMahon. They got the switch on. It's going to go to Brown first and now to Membry. And Membry can go either to Hurrigan or Dunbar. And Membry says, I'll go to the latter, because Dunbar's all on his own at halfback. He's got the draw handle if he wants to Hurrigan. Gives it to him now. Now to Tommy McMahon. It's a clinic at the moment. Little kick over to Jacko McMahon. He'll look up. Halliburton presents. Jackson McMahon says, I'll wait for the big ruckman to come, but standing in his way was Riley Baldy. Intercept mark at halfback. Short kick towards Danaher. Got the runner in Shields, and Baldy gets it back again. Onto the right foot, come off the instep's going to work. Over the top, Balfour's on his own. Can Wood get it to him? It goes in the sort of direction. Shoved out the way, Matthews on Brown. And Cooper Brown from Traralgon will get the free kick. D'Angelo took the advantage and gave it to Tommy McMahon.
He didn't hide it too well, that push out to either young Matthews as well, so I think he might have learned a little lesson from that one.
Yep, I thought he was nearly got away with it too.
Yeah, McMahon goes in board. The kick wasn't great. Shields marks, and a great mark there as well. He's been good this quarter, Shields. He's had a pretty good afternoon. Gets the handball off to Baldy. He'll have a shot from outside 50. The ball goes inside, but it goes out. Guess who? Again, Hourigan reads it better than anybody else. Taps the ball on the ground, so he's going to have a little bit of a trot. Gets the ball outside his defensive 50. Kicks it out wide, looking for Whack. He picks it up on the hop. Gets a handball out wide. Goes to Lopez.
Sling tackle advantage.
Play on. It's the call from the umpire. He kicks the ball inside 50. Looking for it. Didn't find Daltrey. He couldn't mark overhead. And we're going to throw in. They just slingshot that out of their back defensive 50 with ease then, Beast.
Yeah, I'm just watching the spare umpire making a beeline out there on the ground. I'm not sure. There's a bit of a fracas on the wing.
Yeah, Whack got done with a sling tackle, and he wasn't happy from Pratt. And they just went and said g'day to each other, that's all.
Fair enough.
Ball comes back in, roving it there off the stoppage there was Maslin. And he kicks it out, finding touch on the outer side. And we'll have a boundary throw in.
The spare umpire's just slowly making his way back to the boundary line. He's been out and sorted them out. He's
just to get a bit of speed up.
Boxer.
Headwind.
Be careful.
Jacobson gets the ball down. Danaher picks it off, handball out. Goes to Eden. His kick's not great, and it wasn't good at all, but it's got it out of that area.
Speaking of momentum, Traralgon's got it this quarter, haven't they?
They definitely have.
Well, the boundary umpire didn't have too much momentum coming off. Sorry, the emergency umpire.
Still not off.
Gets out and now walks across the line. So 15 minutes later, he's back to his post. 24 minutes gone in the third quarter. It is all the Maroons, 35 points. These Traralgon supporters will be super happy to get into another grand final. And we know anything can happen on grand final days. It's going to be a cracking one. I know we're talking about it as this game is done, but you just cannot see the way that Moe can score. They've only managed 2 goals, 3 for 2 3/4 quarters.
Well, they've just gone into full defence mode, really, haven't they? All the players been with Traralgon. All the forward presses by Traralgon, they're just holding in, Moe.
Yeah, they certainly are. The quick kick goes to the top of the 50. Hamilton gave it across to D'Angelo. Inside it goes. A little shepherd from Lopez was touched. And on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, Monopoly at Macca's is back.
Traralgon 6-15-51, Moe 2-3-15.
So Maslin, he's got the job to try and get it out of this danger area for the Moe Lions at the moment because they can't seem to get it past that centre line. He's going to try and run 15 before he gets it off. Kicks it far wide out to the wing. Whacks there for Traralgon. Over the back was Eden. Balfour, actually Shields, gets the 1-2 back. His kick's not great. It was a little grubber kick. Jacobson just a big fend off.
Get out
the
of the
umpire
way.
said, no, all good with me. Let's play on. Goes out to the Oculus. That's Harvey. Couldn't win it the first time. Had enough time to get the second one. Gets around Shields with ease. Kicks it inside to the top of the square. It'll be McKenna versus Mulqueen. McKenna wins the mark.
Goal.
There's a goal.
Game over.
There it is. If you ever said it was ever over now, it is right this minute. And that was a great little play there by Neoculus.
Never say
great
never.
finish as
Never
well
say
by
never,
McKenna.
Box. But you're right. Beautiful work by Harvey out there. Just when you're that small and you can be at the ground level as quick as he can, he mopped up quite well. A little bit of a dance move around Shields and just put it to a perfect spot. Dan McKenna had the sit and the experience of Dan McKenna. He just enough just to nudge his opponent under the footy, and there he's in the goal square.
McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard as Traralgon with a 42-point lead in the shadows of three-quarter time. We played 26 minutes.
So ball back to the middle. Jacobson with a tap down. Off the back there was the run from Tommy McMahon. A high kick. Inside forward 50. McKenna again. Couldn't complete it. Where are the runners? Shields was back there. Good tackle. Marlon Neocleus gives it to Marsh. Marsh comes inboard. Looking for D'Angelo. And Mulqueen was there. Maslin's there as well. Ferrado gets on the end of this one. And the outboard kick to Trent Baldy is good. He's got Danaher in the middle. But siren sounds. And Traralgon have kicked the only 2 goals of the quarter, and they are going on their way to the 2024 Gippsland League Grand Final. It's three-quarter time, but Traralgon are in control. 7-15-57. Moe 2-3-15. It's a 42-point margin to the Maroons. It's three-quarter time. It's all thanks to Harvey Norman, Electrical Gippsland.
A new standard of family living is coming to Gippsland. Virtue Home's new display home, the Marshall 28, is open now in Traralgon. The Marshall 28 is perfect for families and couples seeking a fresh, innovative home. Thoughtfully designed to evolve with you with a light and airy feel. You can rest easy knowing it's built by the award-winning team at Virtue Homes. The new Marshall 28 display home, open now on Marshalls Road in Traralgon. Visit virtuehomes.com.au for more info. CDBU 48113.
Ruck duties again. Prowse is there, taps it straight down. Rode beautifully by Van der Plein around the body on the left from a stoppage. And the parent supporters like it below us.
Handballs comes out there, ends up through Maslin. Able to get clearing kick out, looking for Baldy, but it was Traralgon that's taken the intercepting mark there. Makes his way in, puts the ball on the boot, sends it forward. Goal umpire says that is as good as you get, and there is a Zambrero goal of the day contender.
A little bit of confidence back for the rest of the afternoon.
All right, Pepper's got the only goal so far for the Lions. He's got 2, make that 3. He taps it again. No, now he can gather it. He's under pressure from Blackshaw. Gives a handball to Ganane. Ganane will kick around the body and put it through. Got him. Looking for a runner. Danaher goes around the back. Siren sounds. I told you the goal didn't help. 29 minutes it went. The final siren sees Leongatha into another Gippsland League Grand Final.
Over the head of Murray Curtis is some wonderful offensive whack. Wonthaggi win the ball and go top of the square. Numbers win out here, and they get the snap around the corner for the opener. And it's Aidan Lindsay kicking the first of the day. Dan says no. Dan holds on to it. Dan knows best. Chips, marks, and finds Jordan Cunico. Goes towards the top of the square. The big boys will set themselves down here. Big Jacobs is down there.
Got it.
Big Jacobs is down there.
Big deal.
He'll just go inside right-hand goalpost and end it. He goes inside right-hand goalpost, and I reckon he's ended it, Box.
He has, mate. You can put a book in it right now. The power season's right over right now.
Every time he's looked up today, he's seen Tristan.
Siren sounds. There it is. It's all over, Scotty.
And that's a resounding win.
Reasonably even, because I think in the general play, Moe sort of holding their own. It's just not getting value for money up forward. 37 hit-outs to Chris Prowse to three-quarter time up against Max Jacobson 25. Riley Baldy 24 disposals. Trent Baldy 21. 21 also to Ben Danaher. 24 to Louis D'Angelo. 18 to Ty Horrigan. and 12 apiece to Jackson McMahon, Tristan Wack and Connor Ambler.
Thanks very much, Paul. Around the ground scores, thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture. Gippsland, lots of grand finals happening. What do you got for us, Beast?
Yeah, in the West Gippsland, Narnagoon 10-2-62 to Phillip Island 9-3-57. Allenbank District, Allenbank 2-7-19 to Bull and 6-5-41. And I'll come back with the next lot, boys.
Final quarter for Harvey Norman is underway, and it is a pack forming. Keep going, Beast.
Woodside 6-4-40 to TTU 4-11-35. Yanar 5-6-36 to Fish Creek 4-1-25.
Jacobson with a big tap down back here at Terry Hunter Oval. Ambler gave a handball to D'Angelo. He tried to squeeze a kick away. Wood smothered it. Ambler at ground level, not 15. Wax gone into the middle. Little scrubby kick to Neocleus. That's Marlin. Nice little composure. Outboard kick to Tripodi. He's got numbers inboard everywhere. And can you believe it? Willerton had the sun in his eyes. He gave it to Wack, gives it to Ambler. Ambler's kick inside 50. He's not going to find a target. And Woodall takes the mark and plays on quickly.
Yeah, Woodall, quick handball out wide. Pushes it out to, and Riley Baldy marks. Nearly on true wing. Wants to go inboard, but he couldn't. Haywood was there. Gets the ball back to Baldy. Pushes the ball out wide. They did it hard way, but they got it there. And Shields marks on his chest. Far wing. Terry Hunter Oval. Start of this last quarter. Prelim final. Ball's punched away. Ambler's there for Traralgon. Good tackle there put on there by Balfour. And he's causes another ball up here. Right on the wing. Only at the start here of this last quarter. So Ruckman go at it. Prowse wins the ball down. No one there in particular. Scrum sets. And we're going to have another ball up, Scott.
Is it a sign of defeat? Ben Danaher's started this quarter forward, so not around the footy where we'd usually see him.
Yeah, I think you're right. As the big tap from Jacobson goes forward and try to run onto it was Neocleus. Quick kick out of that stoppage. Goes to half forward for the Lions. They've got numbers back. Twisting and turning Tommy McMahon. Good outlet handball to the brother in Jackson. He's going to keep it in backwards handball to Membry. Membry tried the handball and it was rushed over.
Just a quick update over at Meenian because they are struggling with a bit of network over there. It's Yanar 5-6-36, Fish Creek 5-1-31. So the gap is getting tightened over there at Meenian.
Anytime you need to, Beast, with scores with those grand finals, jump in as whenever you like, my friend. The ball gets out the back. Willerton. And speaking of friends, here's Paul Carter. Nick Lucchino, over to you, my friend.
We've got another ball up. What are you smiling at?
You're my friend too, Paul.
Yeah, I was calling you out, Paul. Jacobson wins a tap out. Goes as far as Ambler. His quick kick out. Goes to Lopez. Couldn't mark. It's one-on-one. He actually wins the ball ground level. Daltry's there. Handball over the top to Hamilton. Hamilton on his right foot. Looking inside for Marlon Neocleus. Nearly marks it on his chest. Comes to ground. There for Moe is Blackshaw. Blackshaw's kick was marked there by Maslin. And they've got it nearly out of their danger zone, even though he's nearly put himself back into danger. Goes out wide, and he finds Max Woodall. Woodall takes a bounce inside his defensive 50, takes a second. He's got Wood out wide if he wants him, and he's got Eden. Goes out to Wood. His kick's not great, but puts it out in front. Just needs to control it. He gets the handball he could have inside to Eden. Had enough time in his poise. The kick goes inside to Trent Baldy.
So Baldy at half forward, looks up, puts it high for the tall target there in Prowse. Can't quite complete the mark, spoilt from behind. Ground level there is Big Chris. He gave a handball back to Woodall, and Woodall chips it beautifully to Ferrado. 1, 2, 3 grabs.
Well, nearly spilt that.
Yep, Ferrado, slight angle. Just started inside the left goal post from here. You don't want to allow the wind to do a great deal because you're only 25 metres out.
Better build up by Moe though. Absolutely. This is what we haven't seen that whole last quarter. So maybe a little bit too late for Moe, but nonetheless, this is a better start to the last quarter for them.
They haven't kicked a goal since the 16-minute mark of the second quarter. Ferrado comes in, starts it right. It's going to stay there, you think, and it's across the face of goal. And on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard,
Moe now 2-4-16, trailing Traralgon, who are 7-15-57.
Can confirm in the West Gippsland, Phillip Island have just hit the lead for the first time all day by a point.
So Membry brings the ball out of his defensive 50, kicks it out wide to a one-on-one with Lopez. Ball comes to ground. Baldy's there. He's wrapped up. His jumper's nearly taken over his head. And we've got another ball up. I reckon another Metricon magic moment. So I'm pretty sure I heard Daryl Scud calling when the ball came inside forward 50 from Moe. He called him a tall fart, but we'll just confirm that later on. Ball comes to ground by Prowse. Prowse gets the kick in. He's not looking very happy now, is he?
Out the back to Jacko McMahon, who grabs a footy, and that's how you fix that problem. You hit the mic button and you dump Boxer Ochino for the rest of the afternoon. 4.5 minutes in, final quarter. It's on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard. Know your ranking, Boxer, otherwise you won't be around on grand final day. I'll give you the tip. It's a 41-point margin, and you can tell we've got other interest at the moment here, as we've got a stoppage on the outer side.
Sure, the Cats are playing Saturday. That's okay.
You wouldn't get a ticket because you haven't got enough money after you lost it all on the punt today, Boxer. As Eden from the back of the stoppage goes backwards to Collings. His dumping kick inside forward 50, but Membry takes the mark. The switch is on. They've done this well all afternoon of the Maroons. Hourigan's there, little tap and gathers it, and he's got one who's broken for him. Daltrey would have to be contender for our Gippsland player of the day. Dunbar didn't even know it was coming, and he still had time to go, okay, here it comes. I'll give a handball to D'Angelo, and he tried to chisel it to McKenna. D'Angelo had to mop it up, and then he gave a quick handball.
I'm not sure the kick was all that bad, though.
Bad.
You reckon?
Yeah, no, it wasn't that bad at all.
Yeah, no, McKenna, had his time back, he would have swallowed that up, I reckon.
So we're going to stoppage inside forward 50. No Ruckman gets the tap down. D'Angelo with a quick kick, top of the square. What can Lopez do? He gets it at ground level. He picks it up. He dribbles it along the ground. And there is a Zambrero goal at a contender. If not contender, it might just win it. The burrito might be coming your way. You can turn up the heat with a new spicy range, and that's what Dylan Lopez just did.
Well, again, it's another goal Dylan Lopez has kicked by being the big small man down in that forward 50, because the last one he kicked, he mopped up, snapped around the body. I think we called Zambero a goal a day for that one too. So we've called him twice now for 2 of his goals, so he's probably going to go home and have a nice burrito tonight.
And the lead is up to 47 points now for Traralgon on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard. The Maroons 8-15, 63, leading Moe 2-4-16.
Yeah, great finish there by Lopez. The big boys go up. Prowse gets it down to Wood. Tackle there by D'Angelo. He's been hot. Wood was good enough to go back and get it again. Ball off the ground. Wood for a third time effort to try and get it out of his this centre ground. He might have won himself a free kick. He didn't. Wilton wins the ball to D'Angelo. Handball over the top to Reuters. He's quick. He was met hard too. The umpire's called play on. There's nothing in that. Then it's one out the back there by... I couldn't even see who that was in at the minute, but Balfour, and it's actually young Shields who goes to ground. But what's some great play there as well. There was some big bone-crunching tackles then.
So over at Meenian, it's a 3-point lead to Yanar. At three-quarter time, Fish Creek have got the wind in the last quarter.
All right. Wow. Interesting game there in grand finals, thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture. Back here, Pratt will take the mark for the Lions. Defensive 50. They are stuck on 2 goals, 4-16. And Pratt's kick goes high towards the wing. Membry all on his own, uncontested. The ball was in the air for that long, and I find it hard to believe that he can take an uncontested mark like that. Membry's kicked to half forward. They're working harder. They did this last week against Wonthaggi. They outworked, they outplayed, and they outran their opposition, and they're doing it again. And they might just cause some trouble next week against Leongatha as well. This will be a fascinating grand final. There'll be a good build-up during the week. Of course, the league presentation night happens on Monday night. The league best and fairest will be awarded. I'll get some thoughts on that maybe. A little question there. We'll get to that during this last quarter. Have a think about that, boys, in the box here. As we've gone 8 minutes. Wood, ground level, works hard. Wins it and then kicks around the body. It's going to come back though. Ambler's been busy all afternoon. Gives a handball to Marsh. And Marsh has kicked to the pocket. Lopez in the front spot. He can't mark it. He kept it in the field of play, though. Neoklis is working tight. Gave a handball back to Lopez. Kick towards Hamilton. Diving. Can't complete it. And now Marlin comes in. Steps around a couple. And it's got pinged for holding the footy.
Tell you what, it's still very kamikaze, isn't it, Scud? Like, you'd think, the scoreboard being what it is, you'd think Traralgon might just try and take a bit of possession, take a bit of sting out of this game, you know, maybe rest a few bodies up going into next week. It is all but done today, but there is still having a fair old crack.
Collins' big long kick outside of his defensive 50 was picked up there by Balfour. His handball wasn't great to Prowse. He's still trying to win the ball against Jacobson. Ball comes to ground and we're going to have another stoppage. 60 metres out from the Maroons' goal. We've been playing 9.5 minutes here in the last quarter. And a very healthy lead to Traralgon. Ball comes down to Riley Baldy. He's wrapped up immediately by D'Angelo. And we're going to have another ball up again. We haven't gained too much yardage at that far side. Prowse wins the ball down again. Ambler's there for Traralgon. Wrapped up by Baldy. Third time lucky now again, Scud. One more go with it, mate. One more. So the ruckman at it again. Prowse wrestles Jacobson out of the way, and guess what? The umpire's found a free kick. He said, I've had enough. Let's get it out of here. So it's a Traralgon free kick. Can't make out who it is quite yet. Might be Daltrey or Ambler. It is Ambler. 60 metres out. Hasn't got a lot of movement inside his forward 50. Plays on immediately. Kicks to the top of the square. Pack forms. Prowse was there. Ball comes to ground. D'Angelo tries to win a free kick. The umpire said, I'll have nothing of that. And we've gone out of bounds. 5 metres around from the point post. Inside Traralgon's forward 50.
Margin sits at 47 points at the moment. And the ball's back in. McKenna grabs it out of the ruck. Squeezes a handball back to Halliburton. Nice handball from Brent to D'Angelo. A flying shot at goal. Misses everything, but Hamilton can take the mark right in front of the strong Traralgon support. And Hamilton will take his time. He senses the moment because his supporters are on the fence, so he wants to have a shot, and he might even just go give them all a hug after he kicks it.
Yeah, I could see a James Hird sort of finish here, I reckon, Scud. Good to see him playing in front, though, because the ball just fell into the... as he goes off and
he passes it off.
Come on.
He had the moment there for him, and he does the team thing. He gives it to Willardon.
He's a better man than our man Latino, that's for sure.
Cost him a burrito there, I think.
Yeah, well, he could have put it through. Lopez wouldn't have shared the burrito, you wouldn't have thought.
I wouldn't either, actually.
His brother Riley would have, but Dylan wouldn't have. Liam Willardon comes in. Slide angle. We know he's a great set shot at goal. From 40 metres out. Starts it right. Works it back. Enough. Yes, it does.
Beautiful.
It's over the goal umpire's head. He points to the guys in the bar on the deck here at Traralgon on their home ground. And the margin's out to a game-high 53 points in a prelim final.
It just shows the unselfishness type of footy that Traralgon are actually playing and what they've built here as a club, as a team in their seniors. Most people would have went back and had a shot, tried to take the glory, but Hamilton just squared it up, looked for the better option, had the better look on goal, and Wilton, superb finish, used the breeze well, bended it through.
53-point margin. We played 12 minutes of the final quarter. Harvey Norman Computers scoreboard. Traralgon 9-15-69. Murray 2-4-16.
Jacobson wins the ball down, only as far as Ferrado. Ball comes outside. Shields is there, but he's going to be outmarked again by Hourigan. Takes 3 grabs at the cherry.
Intercept mark.
So another one again. Pushes the ball out wide quickly. Ball wins around. And that was done by Dunbar. His kick was good inside to Max Jacobson. Plays on immediately. This is what they've done very well all day. And this is why they've done it well all day. He's just got to the drop zone there as well, Hamilton. He's played in front, wrestled through, and he's got himself another shot at goal. This time, 20 metres out on a slight angle.
And it's amazing how the football gods just reward you. After taking a mark and potentially having a shot, gives it off to a teammate, kicks a goal, he gets his chance now.
And I think it's all about confidence. Here goes Hamilton now. He pulls it again. But this time, again, another point. And again, he lets it go.
The age-old thing as a forward, though, play in front, and that's what happens.
9-16-70 Traralgon, leading Murray 2-4-16. Harvey Norman Computers scoreboard.
Maslin chisels one to Danaher. Top of the defensive 50, goes quickly in the middle of the grounds. Wood, that's ignored. He kicks the barrel, and it gets out to the back of the half-forward flank. Golds is there. He just kicks it to high to no one. Actually, he kicked it to Hourigan in the end. And Hourigan takes the easiest of uncontested marks, running back with the flight.
He needed his driver. He brought his pitching wedge.
He did. Hourigan's kick found Jacko McMahon, and he releases the kick towards Lopez. Crashed the pack, couldn't complete the mark, and Trent Baldy standing under that. He'll be sore.
So here's the $1 million question that you asked last week too, Scud. Do we start looking at players coming off the ground now? We've been playing 14 minutes from the Traralgon side.
100%. I reckon now's the time. Hourigan's got to come. I think D'Angelo has to come as well. Jacobson will be another one. I know you can't rest them all.
Well, there's clearly more at stake. Clearly more at stake next week, isn't there? If you go out now and get hurt, there is more at stake to play next week. So those big key players for Traralgon, I'll be looking at getting them off or at least hiding them somewhere out there.
Well, what you do is you just sort of slow the game right.
Slow it down, correct.
You try and find a teammate, kick it 10, 15 metres short, and just hold on to it. And meanwhile, Dunbar wants to attack, and he gives a handball to Ambler. Another forward handball. Gee, they're good at this, I tell you, the Maroons. And they give it to Jacobson, who kicks out towards Hamilton.
Nice hands.
I'll tell you what, you don't want to let this guy get into a little bit of form because it's exciting. His high kick tried to hug the boundary. They ran forward and Reuters says, I'll try and keep it in, but I can't. And that's the other thing to it as well. With a 54-point victory, all these young kids just start to get a bit of enthusiasm. They start to get confidence. And they've just got nothing to worry about going into a grand final. It's going to be a cracker. As Baldy handles over the top, Blackshaw gets it on the end to Maslin, chips over the top. Wood's in the open space area. McMahon will close. Wood shoves him out the way. Tom McMahon comes in to help. So Wood's just beaten both of the McMahons. Got around the tackler. A barrels one. Membry dives and takes the chest mark.
And this is the part of the game probably where they just need to pull the brakes right up.
Yeah.
And like you said with the young guys, this is a perfect spot for them to just gain a bit of momentum, get some confidence up, get a bit of touch of the footy, have a few kicks, and really go into next week with an absolute rearing confidence.
And that's what Hamilton's done this second half as well. He's just created that confidence levels for him as well, which we'll bring into next week too. So Hourigan marks inside his forward 50. They haven't really attacked this top side here, Coventry side of the ground, a lot today, Traralgon. They've really defended on the far side where Hourigan's kick into Marlon Neoculis was tapped it over the back beautifully to McMahon, who's done a little barrel kick to Reuters.
Everything
worked. Enough control for him as well as Marlon Neoculis gets a little flick out to D'Angelo. Handballs to his feet. D'Angelo follows it up again. Goes in head first too. So one of those danger signs as a coach when you see one of your gun midfielders go in head first. 16-minute mark of the last quarter.
Probably tried to go a little bit too
hard.
That last handball, I think.
It was as well. So Jacobson, he wins the ball down. As far as Ambler, his kicks high. I reckon it will hit inside, just inside the boundary line, and it does. He gains another 25 metres for the Maroons.
All right, time to that question that I asked a little earlier. Who's going to win the league best and fairest this year? Have you thought about it, Beast?
Well, I mean, Shannon Lang from Sales a standout, isn't he? And I mean, I'm not sure who's going to steal his votes in that side. There is a few who possibly will, but I think Shannon Lang, I think most of the other teams will have players who will poll reasonably well and they will steal votes off each other.
All right.
You got your Leongatha contingent. There's a couple there at Maul. Traralgon will poll pretty well. The Baldies will poll well, but I think Shannon Lang.
All right, quick kick from Dunbar. Goes towards the boundary. We've got a boundary throw in down here. So, Boxer, who do you think?
Look, I had Lang as well, but I think Riley Baldy will be his biggest danger. I think Riley's had a very consistent year. We lost him a couple of games through the VFL system, but I think he's had a consistent year.
Paul Carter?
I agree with those guys there, but I'll throw a smoky in. A wooden spoon team's never won a true to wood rod and battle. Alex Carr's had a brilliant season with Maffron.
All right, interesting there. Paul, I'll give you mine in a moment. Harvey Neoculis grabs that and dumped into the ground. There'll be a free kick for a sling tackle or a dumping head first tackle. And Harvey Neoculis will go back and look to get another one.
So here comes Lopez now for his rest. I don't know if we'll see him for the rest of the afternoon.
Tate Marsh also coming off.
McKenna's going back out, which is interesting. Obviously, the elder statesman hasn't quite played the over 30 card for the Traralgon side. He wants to go back out there.
I thought he was 40.
18-minute mark of the final quarter. They lead by 54 points, this Traralgon side, and they are celebrating at ground level as Harvey Neoculis comes in, looks to get another one from 40 metres out. Slightish angle. Neoculis, he's just pushed it to the right. Harvey Norman Computer Scoreboard win a next-gen AI. The new era begins with a Co-Pilot Plus. Do you know what AI stands for, Boxer?
Artificial intelligence.
Well done.
Thanks, buddy.
9-17-71 to 2-4-16. Traralgon leading by 55 points.
Kick finds itself right into the hands of Mac Jacobson. He plays on quickly to Cooper Brown. He's wrapped up by two Lions. And he didn't have far to go, but he had a lot of opportunity as well. And the umpire says, give it to me. Young Shields plays on immediately. Goes to Danaher. He's tackled immediately as well. His handball wasn't great, but Will was good enough to win it again. Wins it out to Blackshaw. His handball inside the Shield. So they're really mucking around with it here. And they're going to cop it up. They have Jacobson's handball to McKenna. McKenna, he wanted to kick, but he got the handball forward to Reuters. His handball wasn't good. Prowse wins the handball out to Eden. Kicks out to Baldy, and he marks in front of Willerton.
You know, currently got a 3-point lead in the Mid-Gippy Grand Final, boys.
Trent Paulette marked the ball from the kick from Riley. Goes inboard, looking for, and again, Tristan Wack. If it's not Hourigan, it's Wack who takes the intercept mark inside his defensive 50.
Please tell me you did that deliberate, Boxer.
I did.
As a kick from McMahon. Do you know what you did deliberately? Trent Paulette again.
Did I?
Are you
You've
serious?
done a Trent Paulette. I thought I heard a Paulette.
And he's going to make out that it was a mistake. I mean, on purpose, but
I think that was a
I
mistake.
think he's done it again. Out to Hourigan. And now Dunbar forward handball. Although back there is Prowse. Gives a slick handball to Trent Baldy. Now goes inboard to Ferrado. Ferrado's got Wood, or he's got Shields at the toes. Can't pick it up cleanly. Trent Baldy with a little barreling kick, but Hourigan goes back. This guy would have won it if he played the entire year. And Baldy's kick found Ambler. They lead by 55 points to the Maroons. Out wide towards Mitch Membry. He's got Brent on if he wants, or Tommy McMahon. And he decided to kick it in between both of them and lace out the opponent in Max Woodall. Plays on quickly, gives a handball to Maslin. Inboard now to Baldy. And now Ferrado's kick to an open space where diving, no, sliding it was. He kept his feet in the end after all. That was Belfer. But Hourigan mopped it up, kicked around his body, gets outside his defensive 50. Eden gives a handball backwards to Prowse. It's all sloppy and barrely at the moment. It's not pretty football. And we'll have a stoppage. My tip for the league best and fairest winner will be Riley Baldy from the Moe Lions.
Just in the North Gippsland update too, it looks like Woodside have a 9-point lead over Traralgon Tigers United.
Grand final's getting tight around Gippsland. Eden in traffic, holding the footy, wrapped up. We've got a stoppage. Cooper Brown says, I'll just make my own decision up and say that was holding the ball. And he's kicked it out to a teammate and he looks back at the umpire and says, what, not holding the footy? Umpire says my ball.
We talk about talent too. You look at both the runners for both teams. You've got Matt North being the runner for Traralgon. They would have loved to have him out there.
Yeah.
And Bailey Humphrey is a runner for Moe today, the Gold Coast Star. So wouldn't they love to both have those sorts of guys out for them today?
100%. I reckon he could have, I would have probably tried to play Bailey Humphrey as Declan Kelty this afternoon, just as a little bit of a side one. But no, we clearly can't do that on prelim final day. As this footy's not going anywhere, we'll get another stoppage. 21 and 3/4 minutes gone in the final quarter. It is a margin of 55 points. Harvey Norman around the grounds, Beast.
Fish Creek must have kicked another goal. They are leading by 2 points now over Yanar.
So the ball comes to ground. The umpire's going to find another ball up here as well, as Riley Baldy was put in another tackle. So we haven't really gained a lot of yardage at the minute. Jacobson, Prowse. Prowse, I'll give him to that one as well. McMahon's there. He's wrapped up. Kick comes inside forward 50 from the Lions, was marked there by Thomas McMahon. Beautifully overhead. He plays on, brings the ball out wide, and he finds young Will Brent. So Brent marks deep in his back pocket, pushes the ball out wide like they've done all afternoon. The Maroons finds back with a beautiful kick. Well weighted too. He goes inboard, finds Thomas McMahon, who's really gained up some yards then. Really worked hard to get that second kick. Pushes the ball out wide, goes to Reuters. So Reuters will come inboard. His short little kick inside. Played on there by Neoculus. Strapodi. His kick was smothered. Handball out there by the Lions. Ball's won again there by Maslin. The kick inside 50 was a good one. And then marked there by Mulqueen. Mulqueen plays on immediately, looking for Prowse, the tallest player there. And why not? Why wouldn't you look for him? He's the tallest player right there, right now. They don't get any shorter this late in the game, Beast, do they?
No, absolutely not, Box. Just a quick update for the West Gippsland Football Netball League over there. Nona Goon have taken an 18-point lead over Phillip Island.
That's a big, big upset there too in the West Gippsland. So Prowse comes in. A goal for the Lions here. His kick's not great. It's not even going to make the distance. Memory. Could have marked, didn't. Had enough time to go again. He's tackled. The umpire said no. And it's out of bounds, and we'll have a throw in.
Bit of a tired, deflated sort of
kick, it wasn't a great
it?
kick, was it?
Yeah, it certainly wasn't one of the Metricon magic moments that we've seen throughout the afternoon. Early on in the game, don't forget, you can discover Metricon's 2024 Master Builders Award-winning display in Druin. And the all-new Metricon display now open at Franklin Place as a quick kick. And now, finally, after the 16-minute mark of the second quarter, Moe get their goal. And it's all too little, too late, but it is a goal for the Lions.
Takes them to 3-4-22, the Lions, on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard. Trailing Traralgon 9-17-71, 24 minutes played of the final quarter.
The one thing about Moe, they haven't... look, this game was probably done three-quarter time, as it looks like all the crowds from both ends are starting to congregate around the front of us here, so our effects Mike will get a workout in a minute. But they haven't stopped Moe. They've been fighting all day, and it just hasn't been their day today, unfortunately.
So back to the middle they go. D'Angelo's worked hard all afternoon. Gets around a tackler and then delivers it straight down Mole Queen's throat, who dropped the mark. Marsh comes in, gathers it. Handball, they got another one. Neocleus twisting, turning. Handball over the top, doesn't quite get there. Blackshaw has wrapped up from Hamilton. The umpire stopped some props. I thought he was going to pay it. And you're exactly right, Boxer. The whole crowd has just about come right in front of us. They're all Maroons, because their senior side's about to go into a grand final. Grabbed out of the ruck by Jacobson. A quick kick will find the boundary in front of Reuters. And we'll have a boundary throw in. 25 minutes gone. Final quarter. The Alinta Energy Gippsland League prelim final.
I might just have to go next door and grab a past player for an interview. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get into these rooms.
Sure, a few of the boys in there might talk to you too, Beast.
Dumping kick out from the Lions defence. Although Dunbar chisels one back in, skids through to Eden. He's in a bit of trouble. Yeah, his kick got smothered. Willerton elevated and got tackled. The kick was touched, so we've got a ball up 48 metres out directly in front. Can't be long to go. Well, 25 minutes have gone. We've had 3 goals kicked in the final quarter. And Marsh gets it, kicks it to Neocleus again. Touch play onto the umpire. Stands up, gathers it, kicks around, gets to the goal line, through the hands. Reuters! Reuters on the goal line. He's got no supporters down the goals. He wants to celebrate.
They've all come down.
They've all come down in front of us.
He just gave the fist to the net behind the goals. There was no one there. Poor bugger, it'd be nothing worse.
In the shadows of the final siren at the 26-minute mark of the final quarter, Traralgon leading on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard by 55 points, 10-17-77 to 3-4-22.
And we've got a 1-point ball game at Meenian. So it's Fish Creek are leading Yanar by 1 point, currently at about the 16-minute mark of the last quarter.
So Jacobson and Prowse. Jacobson wins the ball down to Wood. Wood's quick kick out from the centre. Looking for Prowse. Prowse couldn't mark. Brings the ball to ground cleverly. Tries to follow up. He couldn't. Eden's there for Moe. Gets the ball inside 50 with a real quick kick in. Ball bounces over the back. Memory's there. Hourigan's there as well. Nice calm head. Gets the handball out to Cooper Brown. Left foots it out. They've got enough time out to do it again. And it's marked there by Thomas McMahon. Short kick out wide. They're just happy to play along here just to try and milk the clock down a little bit too by Whack. Short kick inside's a good one as well. He finds William Brent. So Brent brings the ball out, far wing. Kick's not great. Intercepted there by, and it looks like Blackshaw. He couldn't mark. Then one there by Neocleus, and that's Marlin. Gets the handball inside. He's got caught this time. The umpire said, yeah, too much time, young fella. And that'll be Riley Baldy's free kick.
So Baldy kicks to the outer side. He's got a teammate out there in golds. He can take the mark and give a handball to the runner in Woodall from 50 metres. Top of the square, at the back's Belfar. Hourigan does it ever so well, the best in the comp back. The intercept marks, he is an absolute supreme athlete. And Ty Hourigan, siren sounds. And you can hear the crowd in front of us. It says one thing, Maroons are into another grand final. 10-7-77. Have defeated Moe 3-4-22. It's a Lee and Gather Traralgon Grand Final for season 2024. We'll have our player of the day up in the box very shortly. We'll get to all the post-game. It is Gippsland Live on TRFM. It's the Maroons through to another grand final. And it's all thanks to Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland.
A new standard of family living is coming to Gippsland. Virtue Home's new display home, the Marshall 28, is open now in Traralgon. The Marshall 28 is perfect for families and couples seeking a fresh, innovative home, thoughtfully designed to evolve with you with a light and airy feel. You can rest easy knowing it's built by the award-winning team at Virtue Homes. The new Marshall 28 display home, open now on Marshalls Road in Traralgon. Visit virtuehomes.com.au for more info. CDBU 48113.
Ruck duties again. Prowse is there, taps it straight down. Rode beautifully by Van der Plein around the body on the left from a stoppage. And the Parrot supporters like it below us.
Handballs comes out there, ends up through Maslin. Able to get clearing kick out, looking for Baldy, but it was Talon Brill that's taken the intercepting mark there. Makes his way in, puts the ball on the boot, sends it forward. Goal umpire says that is as good as you get, and there is a Zambrero goal of the day contender.
A little bit of confidence back for the rest of the afternoon.
All right, Pepper's got the only goal so far for the Lions. He's got 2, make that 3. He taps it again. No, now he can gather it. He's under pressure from Blackshaw. Gives a handball to Ganane. Ganane will kick around the body and put it through. Got him. Looking for a runner. Danaher goes around the back. Siren sounds. I told you the goal didn't help. 29 minutes it went. The final siren sees Leongatha into another Gippsland League Grand Final.
Over the head of Murray Curtis is some wonderful defensive whack. Wonthaggi win the ball and go top of the square. Numbers win out here, and they get the snap around the corner for the opener. And it's Aidan Lindsay kicking the first of the day. Dan says no. Dan holds on to it. Dan knows best. Chips, marks, and finds Jordan Cunico. Goes towards the top of the square. The big boys will set themselves down here. Big Jacobs is down there.
Got it.
Big Jacobs is down there.
Big deal.
He'll just go inside right-hand goalpost and end it. He goes inside right-hand goalpost, and I reckon he's ended at box.
He has, mate. You can put a book in it right now. The power season's right over right now.
Every time he's looked up today, he's seen Tristan.
Siren sounds. There it is. It's all over, Scotty.
And that's a resounding win